humanity thing.
Yeah. That was accidental, though. And I'm live.
Yeah.
Excellent. Welcome, everyone. Give me just 2 seconds to get the stream address. There we go.
2 seconds to? Is that the name of the sequel?
2 seconds to shut
Don't,
up.
please. Please don't. Please. Not again.
Stop. Please stop. Not like this. Not like this. Okay. Now that I have my screen all set up, because I don't have dual monitors yet,
Oh.
like some people I know.
Oh, you can just look over at this other monitor here. And...
Do you have 2 monitors too?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay, who here? Quick poll. Who here has 2 monitors?
I do.
Me.
No.
Are you serious? You
You're the
all
only
have 2
one.
monitors except
Yeah.
for me?
Yep.
Am I living in the Stone Age?
You are.
Apparently.
You survive.
What is going on? I
Well-
thought having 2 monitors was still not the norm, but apparently I'm very wrong.
Look who
Welcome
you're
to the
talking
21st
to,
century.
though.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it would be easier to like go up to my mother and be like, "How many monitors do you have?" And she'd be like, "What?
I have an iPad.
I have an iPad.
Touche.
I play
Okay.
Words with Friends on it."
Does she really?
Yeah.
Your mom's adorable. Okay. Anyway, when we left off, you guys were exploring a partially sunken meteor that had landed in the top of the Arctic in hopes of freeing some spirits of light who've been trapped in these strange crystal or rock-like prisons. While traveling, you met 2 Inuit named, and we're going to make sure we get this right, Nilok and Bunik. Nilok is the older male who is a shaman, and Bunik is his niece. I might have said daughter a few times because Bunik translates to sweet daughter, so my brain wasn't wasn't crossing. So, and Bunik was on a blood quest to find and hunt and kill Ningakpok, which translates to the Mad, a demon bear, in which you communicated with them, joined forces with them, and slew the demon bear. In doing so, not only freeing the souls and spirits of Bunik and Nilak's people, but also deep within its bloody guts, you fished out a small, black, hardened, almost like fossilized coal, very similar to the prison which the Spirit of Light Ambria was held. And hearing the small thumping sounds of drums and music within it, you were all very certain that you freed, or you have in your possession, another entrapped Spirit of Light. So with that, before we get started, do you guys have any questions for me?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. No worries. So when we left off, I'm not recapping again, don't worry. When we left off in this large, icy, stony chamber that you were in, there were 3 possible directions in which you could go. I'll recap again for you. Let me just make sure I'm in the right layer as I ping the screen. Okay, so first, to the far east is a small tunnel, approximately 8 feet wide and 9 feet tall, that seems to be burrowed right into the meteor surface itself. It's very, very dark, but far, far off in the distance down this dark tunnel, you see the small glimmer of a small green and orange glimmer, almost of colored crystals being alight. So that's to the far east. That's option number 1. Direction number 2 delves very, very far deep down, almost a very steep slope down into the meteor as well. It is also dark, although there seems to be more light coming in from your current chamber. And the only thing of note that makes this entrance or this pathway distinct is if you listen very carefully, and for those of you who have enhanced hearing, like Ellie, you can hear the soft sounds of water drops falling on water. And finally, the third way is almost really an extension of the icy, stony chamber itself, with big pillar of crystals being poked out of the surface like a porcupine's quill. It goes down this long, meandering path that shifts sometimes to the left, sometimes to the right. It is very well lit, but it also seems to go quite some ways, quite a far ways, and it seems like quite a bit of a journey or trek. And eventually it winds away out of sight. So to proceed, you would have to travel down it, obviously. So what direction would you guys like to go? 1, 2, or 3?
Before we do that, I was going to say, so we have the prison of what we are pretty sure is one of these entities, but we have not freed it, right?
No, well, in order to free it, you'll have to return it back to its sacred space in which you encountered the being Ambriel, bury it underneath the same spot, wait 3 days.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
The same technique.
Al would say, I know this sounds a little odd, but perhaps we should get this back to the ship first. If we don't make it, if something happens to us down here, then we have one of them in our hands and we will just lose it again.
Let's go this way. Ellie looks around at everyone, smiling.
Al just kind of stares open-mouthed.
Question for GM. Previously, we were getting feelings on where to go.
Well, yes, you were. Now, interestingly enough, you perhaps now that you're at the location of this meteor, but that sensation in your minds of where to go has now kind of lifted from your thoughts. You're not getting any sort of inclination right now.
Okay. Which way did you point, Ellie?
This way.
Oh, I don't want to go that way. That sounds the most boring way. It's the same as everything else. The other one's got orange crystals.
Okay, let's go this way.
I like that way.
To address what Al was asking.
What did Al say? I wasn't listening to him.
Take the rock back.
Obviously.
No! Why would we do that? We're all the way
Because
here.
if we get captured, caught, or killed, then we will
Then
not
we
have rescued.
lose.
And we don't rescue this being.
But we wouldn't be able to if we got caught, rescued, or whatever.
Isn't the ship like 5 miles off now?
It's cold out there.
It did go straight up.
And it can come back down. That's kind of the point of a ship.
But we can't communicate with it.
What do you mean we can't communicate with it?
Try your radio.
Al would try his radio.
It's pretty staticky.
How long of a trek is it back to the surface?
Not too long. You guys entered this chamber. Maybe it will be for you to go through that boring ice hole. Like ice, not like boring as in snore, as in it was bored into the ice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. 10 minutes?
I would say it would take 10 minutes to get back up to the surface and give this up there. If we go down... Oh, go ahead.
Well, no, you finish what you're going to say first, and then I have the NPCs talk.
Sure. Al would say, if we take this with us and we fail, then it will forever be trapped in here. Whereas at this moment, we can free it no matter what happens to us.
Neelok, the shaman, whose communication spell is still underway, he'll say, you spoke of a ship, but the ice here is frozen. When we first met, and I pointed to the strange sphere that you were traveling in, he said, points over to Patrick, you said you had a similar one, but larger. I would like to see this ship.
Yeah, let them take it up.
Yeah.
It's like flying bird. You know, it's like flying on a bird.
Yes. Perhaps I don't think they'd have a way of contacting them, but if nothing else, they could safeguard it in case something happens to us.
I don't know why you're suddenly so concerned with us dying. We're already here.
Because if we don't do something and we just go down there and die with this in our possession, we will be irresponsible.
Yeah, well, it's so much better off than it was before. Ellie gestures her hand at where they just came from.
At this moment. And if we don't save this now, Al stops. If we take this with us and we don't come back, it won't come back either.
Okay, well, this is totally not worth arguing about. Let's go take it back then. This
I'll
is
wait
not...
here. I'm gonna look around.
Okay.
I'll stay with Mila. I'm sorry, Ellie.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay.
Al would shrug apologetically, but he would go back with Spiral.
Okay.
I never said I was going.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that's right. That's true. You did not.
Go back with. I'll wait here with them. You can go back with the 2 Inuit guys and drop it off at the ship, and we'll be here.
Sure.
You're the only one who can fly anyway. Well, I got a jetpack, but we'll just pretend I don't at the moment.
Well, Patrick does have the
That's-
egg thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a fair point. Al could fly up to it so it wouldn't have to get low enough to be dangerous to the area landed at. So yeah, sure. Al will go back up with them.
Okay, all right. You travel back through the hole in the ice once more, hitting the fresh Arctic air with Nilak and Bunik flanking you. You're now outside.
I'll get on the radio and I'll say hello.
Alicia will answer and she'll say, "Hello, Al. Oh, we're reading you."
I got a quick pickup for you. We've recovered one of them. We need to get it to you guys just in case things get bad down there.
Well, I hope just in case things go bad, you just radio us and we, come in to save you. But yeah, sure, of course.
Well, radios
is it
are
safe?
static down there.
Oh, yeah, I see. Okay. She says, "I think I'm going to take control of this. This is a little bit too difficult for McLaughlin here." And with that, the Rhapsody begins to lower in from its place high in the sky. And as it does so, Nilak and Bunik look on with complete wonder, awe, and more than just a little hint of fear. By this time, the communication spell has ended, and although they have exchanged some words with each other, you don't understand.
So as it gets lower, Al will... Well, actually, I should ask first. Is there a way for Al to more or less dock with it in the air without it having to come all the way down?
How well? It depends on how high your power armor can fly.
Actually, I could find out real quick. I know it's at least a few hundred feet. But the first question would be, even if that's possible, if it can get low enough and I can get high enough, is there like a door that can be opened?
Of course, there are airlocks to the external of the.
Okay.
Yeah, there are airlocks. There isn't just the cargo bay. There are airlocks. It's a spaceship, right? So there's airlocks. So you could fly up to an airlock, have them open up the airlock, and you walk right in.
Okay. Yes, my power armor can fly upwards. Hang on.
And after we're done this, I'll switch back to the main party while you guys explore around, and then I'll let you know when Al joins back in with them. But we'll just resolve everything here with Squee first, and then slide right back to you guys.
2 hours, 200 feet. So 200 feet. We'll just say yes, and then the ship meet the ship at about that height, or 100 feet. Basically, I just want to make sure it doesn't get low enough that its engines might hurt the ground below it.
Yeah. 100 feet should be pretty clear. Alicia is going to hover around 120 just to be safe.
Mm-hmm.
So you activate they're typically supposed to be jump thrusters, but they can use to fly for brief periods of time, in which this is one of them. You fly up into the air. As you take off, you hear another crack of ice underneath of you, but it does not give way. As you move up to the airlock, the NPCs inside disengage the airlock for you to step in. I won't go into a big song and dance with them, obviously, but who do you hand this trapped spirit of light to?
You know, I think Al would probably hand it to. He trusts almost anyone on that ship, but if he could find them quickly, he'd probably hand it to Jalea or Alicia. Probably the two he trusts the most.
Well, Alicia's up at the cockpit.
I figured,
so,
yeah.
Yeah. So, we'll say for right now, because you know where Alicia is, and the cockpit is pretty close to the airlock which you entered, she's the closest one, rather than you go rooting around for the Rhapsody paging or looking for Jillian. Sound fair?
That seems completely fair and more reasonable, yeah.
All right. So you hand off the Alicia. Here you go, Alicia. Here's another Alicia. Anyways, you hand off this strange stone to Alicia, which she takes it off, and after giving you a few words of encouragement to kick ass and be safe, you probably, I'm assuming you disembark at the same airlock?
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. You do so, and now the question is where do you land?
I don't suppose there's any place that seems more structurally sound than any other.
It all is snow-covered ice.
Not where I took off, because I did hear a crack, so I want to try and... I would actually land a few hundred feet away just to make sure that I'm not hurting the same
And walk
crack.
the remaining distance?
Mm-hmm.
Okie doke. So you land, we'll say, you said 100 feet away or so?
Yeah.
So we'll say 100 feet away to the east, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 100 feet away to the east. Please roll me a D100, please.
We'll totally do so. 25.
Okay. You land as gently as you can. That was just a piloting check. You land as gently as you can, and as your powered armored feet hit the ground, you don't hear any cracking. You walk towards Nilok and Bunique, the 100 feet, and let's see here. 1, 2, and whoo-hoo. As you walk, everything seems pretty fine, pretty hunky-dory. Your armor is keeping you nice and warm. When you get about 20 feet away to the entrance to this, to the meteor, for lack of a better word, you start to hear a little bit more cracks of ice. Thankfully, they are not as thick or as brackish or as intense as when you and Bear initially landed, and you are able to get to the other side just fine. But like I said, you did hear some ice kind of give way. But thankfully, you were far away from the initial structural problem, so you have not fallen into the frozen ocean just of yet.
Okay, that's good.
So, with that, Nilak and Bunique, still completely and utterly awestruck, almost don't look at you until the ship is completely out of sight. A few more whispered words to each other, and they're still kind of staring up in the sky where the ship was. Before, as you enter the cave, it takes a while for them to pry their eyes away from the sky and follow you. But they do so. Now, so that will take probably about, let's see, 10 minutes travel up. It'll probably be about a 20 to 25 minute exchange. So in the meantime, we'll switch to the main party, and I'll let you know when you join in with them.
Sure.
So Ellie wants to do some exploring around, and you guys are having some chat. So to you, the rest of the party, what would you like to do?
I'm content waiting, but
Ellie's like
different.
inching over, like poking her head around the corner a bit.
Okay. As you poke your head around the corner, you can see that the surface of this cave entrance is almost like a smooth stone. Patrick, you're nearby, right?
I am.
Yeah, roll me a D100, please. Oh, okay. You notice that the smoothness of the stone is unusual, but you can't really place whether it was due to some sort of machinery, supernatural means, or perhaps just time. After all, water dripping on stone eventually erodes it. But you're unable to determine with this quick visual inspection what the cause is. Regardless, it is very, very smooth, and it's this deep tan colored rock. And it goes down, down, down to a steep incline of approximately, well, it's almost 40 degrees. Heck, with it being so smooth and everything, it's almost like a slide.
Yes, Ellie will jump.
Okay, and with that, so for those of you
With
watching,
horrible realization in,
yes,
in
with
Patrick's
horrible
eyes.
realization, I like to think that Ellie is kind of like a cat, and just before she jumps, she wiggles her butt, like she did
Yeah,
that before
wiggle
she jumped. She
You
jumped
just
on the
hear,
polar bear.
"Yee-haw!"
And with that, she has jumped, and your rear end hits the smooth stone surface at its steep incline, and you begin, sure enough, roughly sliding down. You're not going super fast, at least not at first, but within the matter of seconds, Ellie does disappear out of sight.
Yay.
Bear gives a surprise sound and kind of goes to leap in after her, but he has to clear quite a bit of distance. What would the other characters like to do?
Lavin would look at everybody else and say, think we should go after her?
Tom is already jumping after her.
You hear a yeehaw echoing through the
Yay!
The reason
stone
why
tunnels.
the reason why is Tom is still on fire, and she is afraid of the dark, and she has just jumped into a place which is not very lit.
Appreciate it.
So yeah.
Okay, Tom soon jumps after her to be followed by Bear. I'll get to the sliding individuals in a moment, but I'm going to just turn the focus back to Lavin and Patrick.
Lavin gestures his hand out. Go ahead, my friend.
I can't.
No.
So, main problem. Al will not know where we go if we do that. I will stay here, or would you like to stay here? Quick.
Okay.
Quick.
So there's like a bunch of like stalagmites in here, right? Like icy things coming out of the ground.
So I can't see where you're point. Oh, you mean like in your current
like in
place?
the room,
Yes. Oh
you know,
yeah.
there's-
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Exactly. Yeah. You're remembering correctly. A lot of icy pillars and stalagmites. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pull up my vibroblade and carve into one of them this way with an arrow and see how legible that looks.
Okay. You do have literacy, right?
Yes.
Okay, ironically, because of this is sounding really strange. I'd like you to roll me a literacy check, not because you don't know how to make the words. It's because spelling them is going to be kind of tricky with the tools and implementations that you have. The vibroblade does chisel and chip into the stalagmites, the frozen rocky stalagmites. That's not a problem. It's just kind of a rough surface. So I'd like you to roll me literacy. And I'd like you to make it harder by 15.
Oh, I'm gonna fail. Oh, I passed.
No, you passed. Well, you rolled a 7,
Mm-hmm.
and your literacy is only 35%.
No, it's 50.
Oh yeah, duh.
Which is
I
harder by 15.
penalized it. Inferno, you idiot. Oh yeah, so you sure enough, you carve in this way with an arrow, and it is perfectly legible. You would have to be blind not to notice it. And you've made it in like big, thick letters too. So it's not like it's something that could be easily missed.
All right, I shrug at Patrick and jump down the hole.
Okay. And Patrick, you're holding fast?
How did I get myself into this? As he jumps.
So you're not jumping, or you are? Or you
He
are?
is jumping in.
Okay, so Patrick is last. Okay, so an order is this. the the sliding order is Mila, Tom, Bear, Lavin, Patrick, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like all of you, well, before I describe and everything like that, I would like all of you to roll me a d20, please. Yeah, roll me a d20. Okay, good. Good.
Am I trying to roll high or low?
I'm not telling you.
Oh.
Not good.
Why did me or Ellie?
By
And
process
good
of
bear.
elimination.
So, sure enough, Mila, the initial slide as you bump and jolt and slide down the steep incline, the stone incline, it starts to get pretty dark, unfortunately. But soon, Tom, who's still completely aflame, follows in after you, and behind you and throughout the entire chasm for the rest of you, you can see bright orange lights flickering across this tan stone, giving it some illumination, but not a great illumination, except for you, Bern. You're very well illuminated because you are the torch.
Oh.
But regardless, with the Mila, you go sliding down, whipping down, and there is a small turn to the left. Very, very slight, but you're able to adjust your body very agilely and continue down. Eventually, you start to go at a pretty darn fast pace, and this is quite either a thrilling or terrifying ride, however you want to see it.
Yeah.
Tom, very similar for you and Bear and Patrick. Lavin, unfortunately, though, when you hit the corner, you're not able to adjust it perfectly, and you slam yourself into the side a little bit, jolting you in your body armor, taking a mere 4 points of SDC damage due to some light bruising from you being kind of thrown and bashed around in your own armor.
Oh,
It
so
also,
to my actual hit points.
yeah, to your hit points.
Or not
to
hit
your-
points, but yeah, I get you.
SDC. Your
Okay.
armor doesn't get damaged at all. It's just you jostling around with it because it's such a quick impact.
Okay.
It slows you down a little bit too, which could be good. So now I'm going to reach to the bottom part. For lack of a better word, stone slide ends quite abruptly, in fact. And I'm going to direct you guys to another picture of a cavern that you're getting into. So it's going to be in the top right-hand corner of the map. Give me a moment while I reveal this.
Oakley dokley.
So first, the actual area itself, and then the picture. Okay. So you run. The ride ends quite abruptly, and I would like all of you who have a sense of balance or acrobatics skill to please roll it, and we'll do it in the order of you guys landing, of course. So Ellie, go ahead and roll first. There are no
Stop me.
penalties.
Oh.
There's no penalties to you. Is this
Wait.
98%?
I did it. I won. I'm a
By
98%.
1%?
By 1%, I did it.
Oh, okay. All right. So the bottom is coming really, really fast at you. And it looks like you're not going to be able to get your feet positioned in time, but just like instinct, you're able to. And after a few unceremonious rolls, you roll onto the stone landscape. And in fact, you keep on rolling, and you find the surface that you're rolling on gives way, and it's no longer stone, but it's actually ice with a small amount of water melted atop of it. So you start sliding along this really large radiant pool of crystal blue ice, and you kind of slide down to about the center of it. Tom,
Yes?
you go ahead and roll acrobatics.
I got a 4 out of 98.
Damn, son.
So you, thanks to your light, you're able to see the bottom coming, and perhaps some vocal cues from Ellie as well.
Mhm.
But you see the end coming, and you brace yourself perfectly. You do one simple roll in order to stop the momentum, and you land on your feet, on the actual surface stone itself, and you can see the chasm quite clearly. I'll get to everyone to the bottom before I describe the actual environment.
Okay.
A bear. Let's see how well Bear does. Bear does okay. He stumbles a little bit and he almost runs into Tom, but Tom is so deft and nimble right now. He actually just moves to one side, avoiding the large brown mass that is Bear. And he slides a little bit on the ice, but he isn't far out as Ellie. He's just kind of on the edge of it. Now comes Lavin.
Now, I don't have acrobatics, but I do
Okay,
have night vision. So
do you have
would
what,
I be
sorry?
able night vision with the
Oh.
eye? So would I be able to
Oh.
be aware that this is approaching and say use my cybernetic arm to just grab the wall and slow myself down?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. In fact, I won't even need you to roll for that because your cybernetic arm is really, really strong. And with your night vision activated, you are able to see the bottom coming. Everyone can hear through, and Patrick, you can hear this coming down the tunnel as well. But the entire area is filled with this sound of metal on stone as Lavin unceremoniously deaccelerates himself and lands right near the entrance.
Who needs finesse?
Who needs finesse when you got night vision and cybernetics, right? Patrick.
Okay. So I have none of those physical skills.
Sure.
But it has probably been I think it's 40. It's been at least 50 minutes since the last time that we were in this particular cave, if I remember the timeline correctly.
Okay, yeah.
That means my climb spell is still active.
Yep. You're absolutely right.
Which means that I can
Just
deaccelerate myself, or if it's an unclimbable and extremely smooth surface that generally has no handholds whatsoever, I get a 60% climb check.
Yeah, you know what? Let's roll that 60.
All right.
It's not perfectly smooth, but it's pretty smooth. Actually,
there's some finger divots in it now.
Yeah, not only are there some finger divots now, but it's not perfectly smooth. So let's bump that up to 75 to be fair for your climb check.
Okay.
Excellent, you succeed. And thanks to the magic nature of your spell, do you want to just cling your hands to the side and shimmy down like Lavin, or do you want to cling to the base, the slide part, and just slow yourself down that way?
Patrick is probably going to slow himself down and then probably try to shimmy. Probably a bit of both, basically.
All right. So last but not least, Patrick begins to shimmy down the surface, and thankfully not running into Lavin at all, who's by there. And he once again enters this larger cavern that has opened up. So now that you are all here, the cavern in particular that you all slid into is approximately 20 feet wide by about 30 feet deep. And the ceilings are pretty low. A bear who is just under 7 feet tall nearly scrapes his head at the very top of it. What you see is at first is almost like a shoreline of this smooth tan rock. And then dominating the majority of the cavern is this large pool of glistening green water. Now, inside this chamber, poking from the sides and a little bit of the ceiling, seems to be these bright orange crystals which are illuminating this cave. In addition, the ice in which Mila is now in the center of also seems to have a surface of slick water on the very top of it, although Mila isn't falling through, so it is a solid ice lake that she is standing on top of. Ooh. The water is so clear. Mila gets the best vantage point, but everyone can see that there are some figures trapped inside the ice of this frozen pond. It appears to be 4 figures in particular. 3, they all look humanoid. In fact, they all look human. 3 of them appear to be in this pure white body armor. One of them has a rifle slung along their back. The other ones have their hands empty. You can see one of the figures has what appears to be, Lavender can recognize this the most, but everyone kind of knows what a jetpack looks like, has a jetpack onto them. In addition, the 4th figure is dressed in what appears to be wolf pelts, bear skin, and seal shoes. Very similar to the Inuit that you have already run across and who are assisting you. They all look like at one point they were floating in this water, but have now been encased perfectly in the ice.
Woo! That was a rush.
Now, did you say there was some open water, or is this all covered in ice?
It's all covered in ice.
Okay.
It is all, for lack of a better word, seems to be solid ice, with the exception of the slick, watery surface just on top of it.
2 quick questions. So you said we heard water dripping or something from down here.
Yeah.
We heard water, but we don't see any evidence of this.
Well, as you keep looking around, trying to find the source of the sound of this dripping water, sure enough, in one of the corners of the, I just want to make sure I'm the right letter. Yeah, in one of the corners of the ceiling there, that I'm kind of pinging right there, one of those orange crystals that are
I didn't see a
poking.
thing.
Oh,
Oh,
well,
try
it's
again,
up
I
in the
saw
top
it.
right-hand corner.
Okay,
There
top
we
right.
go.
Okay.
Right around there.
Oh.
Near the ceiling, you can see one of those bright orange crystals that are kind of poking out from the surface of the rocks. There seems to be trace amounts of water kind of dripping down it and then plopping onto the ice. And that water sound is drops of water trickling from the crystal onto the surface of the water of the ice.
Can I examine the crystal? I assume it's shiny.
Yeah, it is both shiny and bright. Well, first you have to kind of get on over there. So are you going to kind of just slide and shimmy your way on over?
Sure. I'll be sure to make sure there's no cracks in the ice, but
Sure.
I'll move my way over that way.
Well, as you move your way over carefully, give me another sense of balance, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, much better. Yeah, you're able to get up, get on your footing, slowly shimmy on over there. And there are definitely no cracks on the ice whatsoever, which leads you to believe that this is not just the surface is frozen solid, the entire area is. But as you move on closer to inspection, the crystal is very, very bright. It's almost like staring into a light bulb in a sense. And you can, well, actually, no, you can't. You're in body armor. Yeah, there it is. It's sizzling hot. It's very, very bright. And now that you're so close, you can see probably about a foot or so away, there seems to be like a large clump of ice stuck to the ceiling. But it appears to be very, very, very slowly melting thanks to being in the general vicinity of this bright orange crystal. And the water is flowing down the ceiling, trickling through the grooves of the stone, down to the crystal, and then from the crystal, it bloop, drops onto the watery ice below.
Ellie will look back. Hey, Patrick, you gotta check this thing out. Patrick, it's hot. I assume because it's melting the ice. Hang on. Ellie will put her hand on it, which is in the body armor.
Yeah. The readout of your body armor says, warning, high temperatures in vicinity of your hand, pretty much. The body armor doesn't say that. But anyways, no, there's a warning that says that 200-degree temperature has been applied to your hand.
Woo! It's hot too. Yeah. 200 degrees. Patrick. Hey, Patrick. Patrick. She leans over, looking over. Patrick.
Patrick walks over, looking to the others, just kind of see what they're doing. He's obviously kind of like shrugging and moving, but also very curious of what they're doing.
I have a canteen. I'm gonna fill it up with some of the water dripping off the crystal.
Okay. And as you look over to where Ellie is by that crystal, you can actually see 3 other crystals scattered around the cave that also has water dripping off of them. So would you like to use the one that's by Ellie or one of the other ones?
The one that she's already at.
Okay. Lavin moves on by, brings her canteen, and slowly drip, drip, drip. There's approximately 5 drips per minute. So let me know when you're sick of holding your canteen.
One other thing, are the guys in the water frozen there? Are they emitting heat? Just a quick check. And then back to my vision.
Yeah. You check with your. Oh, yeah. So you turn on the thermal optic of your eye, and I can say without a doubt there is 0 heat signatures coming from the individuals encased in the ice below. You can see extremely high temperatures radiating right from the crystal itself and the surrounding stone.
I think those guys are dead.
It's too bad. Oh well.
They're not. Tom, what are you up to?
At the moment, I'm just going to provide light and watch.
Sure. I'd say
Well, wait,
this
you're
has
on
been...
fire standing on ice. I mean,
Well, he's not standing on ice.
I'm not
He's by
standing
the
on
surface
ice.
of the ice.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
another reason why I'm kind of holding back, is because
Gotcha.
I'm still on fire.
seems
So.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Sure. Although with Tom, you can definitely. Well, no, you can't. You're all in body armor. Never mind. You know it's hard to
Except for
describe.
me, actually.
Except for Patrick. That's right. So Patrick, you can feel that the cavern has warmed up maybe by a degree or 2 since Tom has arrived. Anyways, so sorry, Patrick, Lavin, and Ellie by the crystal. What would you guys like to do?
Drip.
Or if you have any other questions for me, yeah, drip.
Drip.
Ellie will bring up her hand and flick it.
Okay. You flick the crystal, and do you use a lot of strength or just it's just a little flick?
Just a little flick, just to see if it moves at all.
But you hear a little chime, a glassy ting as your metal finger hits it, and it doesn't move, it doesn't break, it doesn't chip.
I don't like
Ever
these things.
Seen anything like this before, Patrick?
Once, but it definitely looked different.
Yeah.
There was a fairly large black stone that had a similar, maybe not the same heat signature, but similar, hot enough to cook on, but never really figured out how or what it was used for. You could cook things on it.
Do you guys think this is a fair time to throw in Al and the Inuit?
Sure.
I think so. I think enough time has passed.
I'm gonna. Okay, just one sec. I'll be back.
Sure. So Al, you get back to the chamber with the Inuit, and you don't see your companions.
Yep, everyone's gone.
But after scouting around, you do see a large stalagmite that looks like it's been etched by some sort of large vibro weapon. It says, "We're this way," with an arrow pointed towards the cavern.
I like to think like he gets there and he does like the John Travolta, like looking around. Where'd everyone go? And from that position, if I remember correctly, you can't tell there's a slide down or anything from where the etching is.
No, not from where the etching is. No.
All right, then Al will start. He'll motion his new companions and start heading that direction.
All right, you head that direction, and sure enough, at the entrance to the tunnel, you do see the smooth, near 40-degree stone entrance.
He will he'll kind of go, oh, huh, and he'll look around just to be sure no one's in here. Like they have gone down this, whatever it is.
Well, you don't know for
Right,
sure.
right.
But yeah.
But I don't see anyone here, and they did say they go that way, and he would just kind of shrug and go down as slowly as possible. I know that doesn't mean much, but yes, he will try to.
No, well, hold up a second. Are you
Mhm.
gonna like slowly walk down? Or are you gonna go down on your butt and your back and edge down? Or are you gonna slide? Or
Does it look like it's even possible to walk down it? Like,
sure. I mean, you can walk down a 40-degree incline. It's just really freaking hard, and you might trip and roll.
Yeah. I'm
That'd be
thinking
funny.
about that.
Do it. Be hilarious. Everyone laugh. The audience would get a kick out of it. Squee.
You shut up. You're in the cavern.
I actually think it would be to Al's cautious nature to attempt to walk down it.
Okay. Roll me a sense of balance. Make it harder by 35, please.
Got it. This was a great idea. Hang on. So that would be... Oh, well, that's literally half. I failed by a lot.
Okay.
Shouldn't
So,
have done that.
so you take about 3 steps before you feel like you're losing your footing. You fall forward and begin to roll down the passageway. Everyone can hear the clanking of metal as Al begins to unceremoniously roll. Now I'd like you to roll me one more sense of balance, or sorry, no. First, you gotta roll me a d20. And I want you to roll me a 1d20 minus 3 because you're kind of rolling uncontrollably.
Got it. So minus 3.
Yeah.
0.
You get a 0. Okay, so you slam into the slight corner as well, rattling you around, bashing your head, rattling around
Comedy.
inside the armor, doing 3 points of SDC damage as you are jostled around the power armor, even though you are padded. Welcome back. And is there anything else you want to... Okay. Good news is that slamming into the side has slowed you down. Bad news is that you're still probably going down the slide and going to reach the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go on maybe about... Oh, God, I was going to say kilometers an hour. In about 10 miles per hour.
All right.
Like a brisk bicycle.
Yeah.
This is still part of an ice cave. So if I fire off my jets, I might be melting or damaging the area.
No, well,
around
this
me.
is all stone around you. It's very, very
Oh.
hard stone. You can tell because you've been tripping and falling and running.
Then Al would attempt, and I'm really not sure what this would require, but he would attempt to use his power armor's thruster jets to slow or steady his descent somehow.
Oh, okay, well, roll me a power armor piloting check. Make it harder by 10.
All right. Hang on, I have to find that. Okay, that's what that is. So I fail by 3. Best roll.
Your jet, unfortunately, you're able to fire off the jets, but you're not able to position them where they need to do to slow your descent. And so you still land going about 7 miles per hour to the base of the cavern. Roll me one more sense of balance there.
Okay.
Smooth McGroove.
Any penalty to that?
Yeah, a minor one, -5.
Okay. So I succeed for once.
Oh God.
Okay. So you see a large hulking figure in power armor slide down the chute, for lack of a better word. And after about 2 or 3 rolls, he manages to skid down to the edge of the frozen pond, I'm going to just call it. Probably maybe about 5 feet away from you, Tom.
Have a nice trip.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll let you guys roleplay first.
Al will stand up as quickly as possible. What? Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure?
good.
You
I'm
good?
good. And then he'll immediately
Alright.
turn around, looking behind him, worried about his companions.
Well, I'm gonna get to them in a second. I'm rolling for them. Well, roll 1d100.
Whoa!
You did it!
You did it!
Wow.
That's not even possible. That's not even possible.
But you got a
Takes the
120 from
corner
it.
and like bends it to be smoother.
All
There's
right.
like an outline of their body in the rock.
Oh God.
No.
Oh wait, no, that's a success because it's 100. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a fail. No, it's bad. Yeah, outline. I stand by what I said.
Just let me describe what
Criana.
happened. So you hear a female whooping noise coming from behind you. It does not sound like one of terror, but one of adulation. As sure enough, although she sticks the landing a little hard and rolls probably less gracefully as she likes, a Bunique comes to the base. And although you can't understand her speech, she begins speaking in fast, excited tones with a big grin on her face. Then comes her uncle, Nilak, a little bit more ponderously. You can see he has his arms extended out to the side, like he's like desperately trying to slow his descent. And perhaps that's somewhat successful because he does manage to land on his feet. However, you do see that he has quite a bit of a goose egg on his forehead that he didn't have when he was at the top of the entrance there, Al. They speak to each other a few times. She gestures to his head. He waves away like it's nothing, and they begin to look around the cavern and speaking in hushed whispers of surprise.
So Alicia's got the thing.
Anyway, what do you think it is, Patrick? Ellie says, like, they're like as they're all rolling in, Ellie's just staring at them, like wide-eyed, and then like a moment of pause, and then just returns to Patrick.
As he then checks his skill very awkwardly.
Why are you looking
Um,
at your hand, Patrick?
What?
That's where I keep my skills.
What should I roll for this? Magic?
Oh, you're asking me. Okay. Give me just one moment. Let me just take a quick peek at your character sheet. Give me a moment, actually. So I just want to look at one thing. Yeah. Lore magic, but make it harder by 30, please.
Got it. More magic, 30. Man,
Wow.
this day is the roll of 90s.
yeah, this is the second 97. Unfortunately, you're not able to determine the origins or the nature of this. All you really know are its physical qualities. The only thing that you can accurately deduce is that this is most certainly influenced by some form of magic, since you can't imagine of any natural occurring energy source that would allow this crystal to emit so much energy and heat.
Well, I have no real knowledge about this, but I'll try to get a few feelers out and see what I can deduce from there.
Okay, and I'll help.
Actually, you can't help. Roll me D100 because you have that mining skill from space, right?
Oh, probably.
do.
I don't think I have it on my character sheet. If I do,
You don't? Oh no, I forgot. We forgot to add it when you did your. Wait, did we? When we did your character sheet, let me check.
No, I'm not seeing. No.
No. Damn it, but I know you got it. I
Yeah.
know you got mining. Shit.
Yeah.
All right, well, roll me a D100. We won't have a reference, but that's okay.
That'll be a guesstimation. Boom.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you don't know anything more about them, but you do know something about getting them out of the rock.
Hmm?
Specifically, because you remember when you were training in L Zone Prime, precious metals, or crystals in this case, can be excised from stone using a few methods. One is a precision laser equipment to bore through the stone around the circumference of it. The other way to do it is small vibrations. If you had something that could vibrate the crystal very, very subtly and very slowly, that might cause it to loosen, and you could maybe just pull it right out.
Can anyone vibrate?
I have an idea.
Don't you have headphones?
Don't.
I put my headphones around the.
Mila. No, Ellie, please. Ellie.
Hang on, I think I got some EDM.
Okay.
What?
Electronic dance music. She'll put the volume all the way up.
How close do you hold it to the crystal?
Like a half an inch away, she'll have it around it.
Okay. You do that, and the music is pounding. The Inuit are startled by these strange electronic dance musics. And they start thrusting their spears in that direction. No, just kidding. They don't do that. They're not that.
Lavin starts bobbing his head.
Unfortunately, you hold it there for a few seconds, and then Tom was going to say something, right?
Yes.
I think it was don't, but possibly a bit late for that.
No. It was another idea.
Oh.
I do believe either you or I have vibro weapons that vibrate.
Well, he said vibrating subtly, right? That was the first thing that
yes,
crossed
I
my
know,
mind too.
but we also have a Patrick who could maybe, jury rig one of my vibroblades to maybe go at different frequencies.
I'm not comfortable
subtly...
with my vibroblade being slowed down.
No, my vibroblade.
You go ahead.
Wait, what if we put my headphones to your vibroblade?
No. Patrick, you don't even have to do an weapons engineering check. This is a ludicrous idea. That won't do anything.
It won't? Damn it.
No, putting the headphones on the vibroblade.
Oh, okay.
Having the vibro, unfortunately, Patrick does know. Once again, he doesn't have to do a check. He would have to completely dismantle a vibroblade and refurbish the mechanism that actually causes the field around it to vibrate. AKA, you'd have to completely sacrifice your vibroblade. You would not be getting it back. It would have to be broken down and just completely dismantled.
So I guess overclocking vibroblades isn't a real hobby in Rifts.
I'm just saying right now, I am willing to do this unless we really want to go back to the ship and go and get our laser mining drill, which we got way back in the Tyrath dungeon.
While you guys are deciding on this, two things happen. First, Patrick, you can smell like this burning plastic smell coming from those headphones. Secondly, okay, no, I'll let you react to it first.
Ellie, you might want to take those away. I think they're burning your headphones.
Ow. Okay. Ellie will pull them away and put them back around her body armor neck.
Okay.
EDM music still blasting through the headphones.
Of course it is. And your hearing is so keen, it's like they're on your head. The second thing is that Bunique was making her way across the ice to also investigate the crystal by where the group is, but she stops suddenly when she realizes, or she looks like by her facial expression, she recognizes the figures down in the ice. She quickly scurries back to her uncle, and they talk excitedly. She points at the what appears to be the frozen individual in those furs and skins, dressed similarly to themselves, and they begin a conversation. Now, you guys can't understand it, but by the sounds of it, by their intonations, it sounds like they're asking each other questions and pondering about something.
Seems like they know those guys. Which is weird. I wonder how many Inuits have jetpacks.
Yeah.
Well, the Inuit doesn't have jetpacks. The guys in the body armor, the white
Right,
body
but if they know the Inuit knows the guy with the jetpack.
yeah, assumedly.
Well,
we're in
actually,
a strange situation.
the thing is, these two Inuits did describe people in white body armor with, and I'm guessing these guys have the red leaf.
Well, it's hard to tell the angle. They're still pretty far down there. They're approximately at least 10 to 15 feet submerged in this ice. And it's hard to get... I mean, the ice is crystal clear, but it's still...
The angle is not right.
Yeah, the angle isn't right, and there's some distortion, so you can't see really fine details like that.
That's
But,
fair.
I don't know, if you look, you might be able to see the splash of red on one of them.
What were those guys called again? The Rangers or something?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they're called... I'm going to just help you out, because your memories aren't that bad. It was literally an hour ago.
Yeah.
Tundra Rangers.
Tundra Rangers, thanks.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of approach the two Inuits and kind of motion poking towards them and poking towards the guy with the furs.
They nod a little bit, and Nilok begins that same ritual with the small bird-like bones, scattering them around, at this point, Tom, because he's the nearest nearby. And with that, after he collects them, Tom, and only Tom right now, can understand the Inuit, and the Inuit can understand him. And Nilok says, "You are inquiring about the individuals encased in that ice?"
Yeah. One of them looks like you, and the others look like these Tundra Rangers you were talking about. Possibly.
Yeah. Yes, you listen well. They are donning the armor in the guise of Tundra Rangers. And the person you say looks like us has been the topic of the conversation between my niece and I. They are not of our tribe, our community. But the dominance of sealskin makes us believe that they might be a part of the White Seal tribe. However, they haven't been... He pauses for a moment. 100 years ago, to be specific, 110 years ago, the White Seal tribe dominated the northern climes. Directly south from here, there are ice flows. I mentioned those. That was their hunting ground. However, legend states that the White Seal chieftain received a very disturbing dream, and overnight decided to send his tribe's home grounds far, far, far to the south. Which means one of two things. Either a White Seal tribe member has recently arrived up here and traveled a long way with these rangers, or these bodies are 110 years old.
I see. Well, we're investigating this crystal, as you can see, and Tom's going to point to the rest of his friends.
Yes.
It seems very interesting. It gives off heat, similar to me, sort of, but not fire. If you can understand that.
I understand the words you were speaking, yes, and we saw your display of power. You are very strange and exotic travelers, and your sky ship will be told of tales by me and my kin, as he gestures over to Bunique, for quite some time. But I have no other insight into these crystals. This, all I can say, is most certainly a foreign and magical place steeped with magic. What is disturbing to me is that my skill allows me to decide what is good magic and what is bad magic. I cannot determine it here. It is neither good nor bad. Which is, his brow furrows, very perplexing and disturbing.
I see. Well,
Bunique pipes up. She says, the individual, the Inuit down there of the White Seal tribe, around his neck there I see floats what appears to be a raven's claw. That is a talisman of great power. Nilak nods to this.
okay. I will talk with my compatriots, and we'll look into possibly melting the ice if we can.
I see. I am sure as an individual of your power, your flame powers would be not an issue. What I am now concerned about, Bunique says, rubbing the goose egg on his forehead as he looks to the entrance of how you guys got down to this chasm, is how we're going to get back up.
That's a good question. We'll have to ponder that too.
Okay.
And so Tom will return to the others and say, "Hey, so guys, you see those bodies encased in ice?
Yes.
Would you guys be
Tom,
interested?" Yeah?
I don't know how to tell you this, but they're dead.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Oh, okay. Then what about them?
I'm tempted to try and, at the very least, melt the ice around the other Inuit. Because the Inuits are extremely interested in that person.
I mean, sure, but Tom, take a look at this. And Ellie will bring her fist down to the ice.
Okay.
There's a steady thump as even her augmented strength doesn't create a puncture in the ice.
Yeah, but I have fire.
Yeah, but I'm just saying they're an awfully long ways down and we're an awfully long ways up.
That is true.
I mean, you can try. Maybe we should probably move, though.
Yeah. Do you guys want to try and get that crystal out first?
Well, that crystals, I mean, if they're as hot as you say, then they would.
I mean, I don't know what we'd do with it.
Melt the ice pretty good.
Yeah, the crystal could possibly melt the ice.
What?
That's a great idea.
You said we had to vibrate to get it out, but what about how is it attached? Like, what if we cut above where the crystal is actually attached? I'm asking the GM at this point.
Oh, at this point,
Yeah, Ellie's looking up.
You'd have to just do some skill checks. First of all, we'd have Ellie do another kind of mining check to see if she can't estimate the size and depth of it. And then an advanced mathematic checks to determine exactly how, with that information, exactly how far you would need to bore in and cut in around it. But it is possible, sure.
I mean, I don't know if you want to do your thing, Tom. That's fine too. But I'm assuming these crystals are here too.
No, it's a good idea. Why don't we check it out?
On the other hand, if me or whoever, you have vibroblade too, so feel free. But if we cut it, gonna have to haul ass when that thing falls into the ice.
That's true.
Yeah, you could just try to break it off. Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you guys want to do that? Hey, question, Al. You've been very quiet as of late. Do you have anything to say?
Al just shakes his head. Not that you guys haven't already brought up. No.
Okay.
Blue?
I just wanted to make sure.
A clue.
Okay.
What is going on?
I have no idea.
I was just
Okay.
making sure we weren't like just going on doing our own thing without Squee. That's it.
What do you
Oh,
mean?
that's fine.
No.
He's here.
What?
He's
I just
good.
haven't had anything to say.
Just
yeah.
saying. Jeez.
Patrick hasn't said anything
Trying
either.
to include him.
I understand.
God.
I basically Spiral's pretty much covered my thoughts.
All right. So what do you guys want to do? Looks like we've gone with. You can either measure it and try to cut around it. You can sacrifice this vibroblade to vibrate it out of there, or you can just try to break it off.
Why don't we cut around it? That sounds like a fun idea.
Okay.
Did you say sacrifice a vibroblade?
I said
Yeah.
cut
Yeah.
around it.
No, not you.
To break it.
Inferno.
Yeah. That to vibrate it out.
No, to vibrate it. To vibrate it.
Yeah.
That was the first option we came up with
Yeah.
all that time ago.
Yeah.
Like 10 minutes.
All that time ago.
Oh, right, because you have to completely reassemble it. Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah. Anywho, okay. So sorry, I'm gonna try and measure it. So is it okay? Is it in character for Ellie to take another kind of look and be like, I think it's this big, and she could like gesture with her hands.
Yeah, Ellie would, after he asks about cutting it, Ellie will go back to re-examining it.
Sure. So I looked up the base skill of that mining thing while we were talking there.
Yeah.
And factoring in the levels you have gotten after L Zone Prime, looks like you're sitting at about 60%.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll again. Make it harder by. This is a little bit trickier, so make it harder by 10. So you got
How big are these crystals?
Oh, I'm glad that you asked.
Because
Okay.
now I'm thinking like, wait, I think these are way bigger than I'm imagining them.
No. They are approximately what's jutting out right now looks to be about 6 inches long by about 3 inches wide.
Oh, so they're like really like in the stone.
Oh
in
yeah,
the roof kind of
They're
thing.
embedded
Oh,
in
okay,
the
okay.
stone. Oh yeah. Ellie, it looks like it's probably about 2 feet in. Definitely 2 feet in.
2 feet. Yeah, definitely 2 feet. Definitely.
Okay. So Patrick, would it be or whomever has advanced mathematics? Do you guys want to crunch
Well,
the numbers?
Can
and
I
exact-
can
Mhm.
I use my heat detection to try and get a better like
Ooh.
sense of where this thing goes up to?
Yeah, you can. It's pretty bright, but it looks like it's actually going in. At least the heat signatures really start to fade off, only about 8 inches into the rock, rather than the foot that Ellie has estimated.
This is going to be kind of a real awkward angle,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't just carve it straight up circle; it won't fall out. You've got to reach a point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. Hence what I was thinking about the mathematics check, right? So you could get the exact angle of extraction, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, that's tricky. Maybe we should just get Tom to burn all this shit.
Okay.
Because who knows what'll happen? We could carve into one of these crystals that could blow up in our face.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude,
We could also have,
I'd be
have
totally
Patrick-
down to be the guy. Like, you guys all go back to shore and me be the guy taking out both vibro swords, cutting into it. I'd be cool with that.
Well, we could also crunch the numbers and see if it's feasible before we do this.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Why don't we crunch the numbers?
I have advanced mathematics. Patrick, I know yours is higher than mine. Maybe I can just back you up or something.
Okay. Question: what numbers are we crunching?
The
What
angle
angle
of
do we need?
extraction. The angle
Got
of
it.
extraction for
You
the.
need a
angle-
radius of the circle, and you would need an angle to reach a point at the top that's above the crystal so that it falls out.
Essentially advanced geometry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need some trig. Do some trig.
So what you could do is Patrick could do the check, and then Al could do a check, and it's pretty much be like double checking his figures to be like, yep, that does look right.
Sure.
And there'll be no penalties on this. Like we said, it's some geometry, trigonometry. I mean, that's in advanced mathematics. And you're
Yeah,
not
I'm
under any pressure.
I'm assuming both me and Ellie have shared the information we've gotten about how deep it.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's fair. Okay. All right. So Patrick and Al both take a look at it. Patrick puts up some numbers. Al enforces them, and it looks like you have a solid idea of in which way to approach. Now you just need to figure out what kind of cutting implement you want to use.
Well, and the other question is, I mean, there's what, 4 of these crystals? How many?
Yeah. Oh,
Do we
you
just
know
wanna
what?
do the one or like?
Well, actually, you know what? Because the skill check and everything like that have already been done, I don't need you guys to roll a million skill checks. Patrick and Al, thanks to your thermal vision, getting a really good estimation of the depth of each crystal, you could excise all 4 of them without and able to calculate the proper angles of extraction.
Except for the ice would melt and we'd be.
Well, you have to
potential
decide
danger.
what would you want to do once they come loose and start to fall. If you want to catch them, if you want to let them fall into the ice, that's up to you guys.
They seem pretty hot. I don't know if we could catch them.
You know what?
Well,
Your body armor will protect a fair amount
Somewhat.
as long as as long as you're not holding it on for like 10 minutes.
I'm thinking.
But quickly catching it, I don't think is going to burn a hole in your body armor. It's insulated for high temperatures. So,
What are you thinking, Tom?
I'm thinking, let's extract these crystals, let's get them onto the shore, and let me burn some ISP. How about that?
Oh, also Tom could probably just catch them if they're actually
Yeah.
all that hot. He's,
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I'm
man,
literally
if only
on
we had
fire.
someone here that could touch hot things.
I totally forgot about that. That sounds awesome. Go ahead.
I know, me too.
So
Lemon
the only
walks to the
question is-
shore and sits down. And how much do I have in my canteen, by the way?
You have about 1 millimeter worth of water.
Holy smokes! Okay.
I was gonna say, the only question is, what implement are you gonna use to cut these? Now that you got all the mathematics and everything set, what implement are you gonna use to cut these things out?
How about a laser scalpel?
Sounds solid to me.
It can do
Sure.
up to 1 point of mega damage. One
Can it?
whole point.
Yeah.
Sure.
Patrick would also say, I have some tools.
Such as?
High damage welding torch and a
Oh.
high damage laser wand.
Yep.
Oh,
That sounds better
okay.
than
Yeah,
what I
that
have.
sounds
It
better.
actually, technically, it is better because your laser scalpel will be running for quite a long time because it's not a mining torch;
Right.
it's a scalpel. But what Patrick just said, oh yeah, that'll work real great. It'll still take a little bit of time because it is still solid rock, but if this thing can heat and meld and merge and weld metal, you better believe it can bore in. That laser can bore into some rock. Okay, so let's not waste too much time on this. Patrick, I'm going to assume that you're going to be the one operating your tools.
Probably one of the more qualified, so probably, yeah.
I will
and I would
catch
like.
it.
I know for a fact that you have that laser skill. So why don't you roll that? No penalties,
Ooh,
and this will be for all 4 rocks.
that's some risky business.
You can do it individually if you want.
No. It's better to do it all in big clumps so I can... Whew.
By
Fail by 6. No, that's okay. That's okay. It's not a huge failure. Not a
Yeah.
huge failure. The first one, Patrick, you cut into the crystal a little one near the end. The top of it is sheared considerably. You probably cut off about an inch off to one side of it. And when you do so, the room can hear this sounding of almost like a mirror shattering. And as soon as you actually cut into the crystal, the light fades away instantaneously. In a matter of moments, it cools as cold as a stone. However, trying again with the other 3, you're able to learn from your mistake of that first one and are able to excise all 3 remaining crystals without any damage. Tom catches them, and although they are very warm to the touch and by the looks of it still very, very active, and they're still glowing, they do not harm you. Tom, and you bring them over to the shore.
That's awesome. Okay.
So now what would you guys like to do?
I would like to ask everybody to take a few steps back.
Okay.
Lavin would like to oblige Tom.
Al takes more than a few. Yeah.
Okay.
And since anyone can understand you, they follow suit.
Yeah.
As does Bear. And since Ellie is BRB, Ellie does too.
Okay.
Now she's going to stay in the center, deactivated.
All right.
We have to wait.
She
for
knows
her
what
to
she's
come back.
doing.
I would like
her head's
to
like down. There's an away message on top of her head. Anyway, sorry.
an AFK flashing.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all telling her, get off the ice. She's got her headphones on.
All right. So I will turn off all forms of flame burst, all fire powers, and whatnot.
You're going to turn them on?
Off.
Oh, off.
So he's no longer on fire. Nothing is
good.
affecting him.
Okay.
Nothing.
Great. Okay, good.
He's going to stand on the... not too close to the edge, but like a foot away from the edge of this lake thing.
Okay.
Then I would like to engulf that lake in fire eruption.
Okay. I'll give you the proper dimensions. The lake itself. Welcome back, Ellie. You just missed. They managed to get all the crystals out, with the exception of one that got damaged and stopped working. But you got 3
Wow.
of the hot crystals.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Bathroom break was very productive. Good job,
Yes.
guys.
Fantastic.
Well, now Tom is at the edge of the water, and he's going to use fire eruption. Now the lake itself, in this 20-foot by 30-foot room, accompanies about 20 feet by 15 feet, roughly, as a rough estimation. So now, is this a type of spell where you need to have a particular area by foot and roll percentage dice to see if it... Okay. This is important, because it might go backwards and burn your friends.
Yeah.
And really hurt people.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That sounds like an awesome plan.
Yes. Yes.
let's make this skill roll, guys. This is going to be the smallest mega damage fire, which is still 2d6 MD.
Can we just give you a little bit of advice?
No problem.
Friendly advice.
No problem.
Nilak and Bunique do not have mega damage protection on them currently.
Oh.
If you want to melt ice, unless this is magical ice, you might want to start with the SDC, because you know what? SDC fire will burn ice still pretty quick. Not as fast as MDC, but it might be a little bit safer. I'm just giving you a heads up.
That's true.
Because I don't want to trick you in case you miss and you kill your companions.
I had a feeling that this was kind of magical, kind of really hard ice.
Sure,
why.
okay, yeah. Well, I've been giving implications of this is a very magical place. I understand.
Yeah.
So I just want to make you aware of the full consequences.
Let's go with the SDC, and if it hits on target and all of that, I can always use Super Fuel Flame.
Yes, perfect.
Which will increase
the
the
MDC.
Intensity.
Yeah,
so,
bingo, perfect.
Let's go with SDC. That's going to be 10 ISP, 80% chance to hit, which I make splendidly.
Okay, good. So you close your eyes, your focus, and sure enough, out of nowhere, fire begins to start right at the center of this pond and expands. Well, I guess it could have all erupted all at once. Is it okay if I take creative liberties there, Bert?
By all means.
Okay. Expands, and soon Patrick can feel the warmth, the heat that's completely radiating in this cavern now. It's turning almost into an oven. Sweat begins to bead on your forehead as it does to Nilak and Bunique. The rest of you in your body armor get some temperature readings, but you do not. Actually, wait a second. You do feel warm. Because if I remember correctly, in order for you to extend the... Oh, wait. No. Wait. Remember how you extended the
battery life.
Your body armor, the battery life of your body armor?
We focused it on cooling certain places.
And no, we focused
heating
on it warming you up.
places,
Yeah, so it won't cool. So it's not going to cool you off. It doesn't click in. You guys are actually feeling warm too.
Mm-hmm.
But not oppressingly warm. And sure enough, the ice begins to melt and melt and melt and melt. And this will have to stay on for about 5 minutes.
Absolutely.
So keep that in mind for your ISP. Mhm.
Should I tell you how much SDC it does?
Yes.
1d4 times 10.
Roll it.
Okay. 1d4 times 10. 20 SDC.
Okay. A fire. Now, that's per melee round?
Per action.
Per action. Oh, God.
Per action that is in contact with the target.
Yeah, okay. So after 5 minutes, the crystal clear ice pond has now just become a crystal clear pond. And in fact, well, two things happen. The body of the Inuit begins to float to the surface. I'm assuming, Tom, you turn off your heat after the 5 minutes when you see it all melts off? Okay.
Absolutely.
So the body of the... Oh, okay. Let me just describe it first here, Patrick, and then I'll let you interrupt.
Yep.
The body of the Inuit begins to float to the surface, whereas the body of the body-armored tundra rangers floats down to the ground, and they look like they're sitting on the surface. I mean, on the base of this pond, about 20 feet down. Yes, Patrick?
I would like to make note that during the time that crystal was broken, the fourth fire thing that did not make it, I would like to collect its general remains.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't get burned up or anything like that. You still have... It is now, interestingly enough, even though the top of it is broken, it is now... It's no longer orange and there's no light in it. It's almost like a pure, clear crystal now.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about a 1.5 foot long by about 3 inches wide.
Okay.
What are the underwater capabilities of body armor?
They have their own independent oxygen supply that can last for, I believe, 6 hours. The only tricky thing is that it is heavy. So once you go down...
Mine's only 10 pounds.
Oh. Now I have to think of buoyancies and whatnot. Because I still think you're going to sink, right?
I don't know.
Oh, shit. That's up to me. Give me a moment.
I'm wearing like really lightweight body armor. That was like the reason I picked it.
Yeah. Give me just 2 seconds.
No problem.
I'm gonna refill my drink while you take your 2 seconds. Is that okay with everybody?
No problem. I will say, Inferno, I reread it. I was mistaken. It is per melee, or whenever anybody attempts to run through it. So you're right. It is per melee round. My bad.
He's using his brain power. He doesn't have time to be like, I knew I was right.
Yeah.
So I gotta do it for him. I knew I was right this whole time. About before me.
Okay.
God, Inferno. Oh,
Huh?
okay, he's back. It's pretending to be you.
Did you hear what I
okay.
said?
No, I left.
Okay. You were right. I was wrong. I did reread my abilities. It was causes damage per melee round, or whenever anybody attempts to run through it. That's what keeps getting me. Is the whenever anybody attempts to run through it, they take damage. So.
Okay, so it took closer
Sorry.
to 7 minutes then.
Yeah.
Okay. Al, I'm assuming Al's
Spiral's
still gone.
getting
Drink. I'm gonna wait till everyone gets here. I came up with my answer to his question.
Cool. I will be right back.
So just to verify, 1.5 long, 3 inches wide.
Bingo.
Got it. Thank you.
3 active, 1 inactive. 1 Borkin.
got something in my teeth.
You don't know what?
I have no idea. I tried getting a toothpick,
Uh-huh.
unsuccessful.
Do you think it's a popcorn kernel? Those things are the worst.
You'd think, like, with the level of endurance, whatever this thing has.
Yeah, that to me is popcorn kernel level.
But Inferno, the last time I had popcorn was probably 3 months ago.
Oh God, wouldn't that be funny?
It's been there for 3 months. I think I had a dentist appointment in between that too.
That's funny. They would have caught that. They would have caught that.
They yank it out and they're like, "How long has this been here?" And I'm like, "Older
They're
than
like there
on
are people
itself."
growing on it.
There's a civilization. Morally, it's wrong for us to remove this popcorn kernel.
Stop giving me ideas for things.
That's fucking, am I right?
It's fucking.
Well, isn't this exciting?
Yes.
Exciting.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Okay, we're still waiting for Squee, but I'm going to answer your question.
And bird.
Okay.
So yeah, since it's only 10 pounds and it's light armor, you are able to. You will, if you don't do anything to stop, you'll naturally start to float to the bottom. However, if you swim and make swimming motions, like you wearing 10 pounds of clothing, you'll be able to swim to the surface. This translates, you wearing this body armor just translates to a harder swimming check. Now, in addition, since you have your jetpack, if you activate your jetpack underwater, it will actually work as thrusters.
Jetpacks work underwater?
Yep. Your design is futuristic jetpack. Yes, because all it does is push air, and so it's going to push air. Now, it can't be used indefinitely underwater because it can only be used for maybe about 5-10 minutes before it runs out of its own air supply to thrust the air, and then it's just chugging water, and that's not going to do anything. But in an emergency, that 5-10 minutes can be really handy.
Yeah, when you said swimming check, I don't know swimming skill. Is there a swimming skill? Like,
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Yep, you bet. No, sorry, that sounded really flippant. Yes, there is.
I have.
no,
a
with
skill.
rifts, the answer, of course, there is actually just totally makes sense.
Thank you. Yeah, that is
It's
true. That
it's
is true.
kind of annoying because I'm like, I'm gonna be a really cool find-a-majig, and then it's like, do you know freaking normal ass animals? No. Rocks? No.
God damn it! Why didn't I take the normal ass animal skill?
There isn't one, sadly.
All right.
Not in the
there
book.
is-
There is one in New West. It is called
Yeah,
Animal
a
Husbandry.
lot of the ones that
And,
would have been helpful is like all in other books.
Yeah, I know, in the base book. Anyways, that's okay. We get around that just fine. No big deal.
Uh,
Anyway, so yes, so one body has flowed to the top. Boop, boop, boop. 3 are on the bottom.
I'm going to go try and get one of the 3 on the bottom. So we'll
Okay.
say the one with the jetpack because the other 2 have no defining characteristics as far as I can tell.
Other than it having one has a weapon still slung on its shoulder.
Oh, let's go for the one with the weapon then.
Okay. So Lavin
You did
jumps
that on
in.
purpose. Anyways.
No. And by no, I mean totally. Yeah, you okay, you
Without a
jump
word.
into the chilly water. What?
Without a word, jump in.
Okay, without a word, Lavin jumps into the water. You naturally sink down to the bottom. You grab your arms around the one that has a rifle slung along its back. I'm assuming you just hook your arms underneath their own. And then what do you do?
I begin to try to swim upwards with my own strength. So I'd assume I'd have the cybernetic arm grabbing them, and I would just start trying to kick. And
Okay, roll me a
swim.
swim check. Make it harder by 20, and it's unskilled, so you're just going to be
I
flailing.
missed athletics. That's the best I got. Okay, so
You
swim.
athletically flail out fantastically. Go ahead and roll me D1.
Oh, Jesus.
You wiggle your arms around. You've seen vid pictures of people swimming and they're doing this, but you're not going anywhere. Everyone can see Lavin at the bottom of this crystal clear pond.
Yeah. I'm a regular
flailing
Sam Gamgee.
around. Nice.
Okay, so then I would hit the jetpacks because see if I can get out with them.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Since you're telling me it works underwater, I didn't actually look this up. So
Yeah. No, it does work underwater. So go ahead and roll me a piloting check. Make it harder by 10.
piloting. Do
It's been astoundingly high
Damn
rolls
it.
today.
I'm gonna drown.
No, you're not gonna drown.
Unluckiest
First of
roll.
all, you have 6 hours left. Second of all, the jetpack still happens. This is gonna be funny. This is gonna make Al look like Smooth McGroove here.
Oh
So
boy.
Uh-oh.
you activate your jetpack, but a little too much. You're not used to using it in water. It's only fair. So you put in a little too much thrust. So for all of you who are looking at Lavin from the shore, you see him suddenly slam upward, break through the surface of the pond, and then strike his head on the ceiling of this cavern. I would like you to do 2 things, Lavin. First, I'd like you to take 3 more points of SDC to your noggin. It just general points of SDC as your head slams around in its helmet. Secondly, I'd like you to roll me a D100. If you get it under 40%, you still hold on to the body. If you get over 40%, the shock of the impact is going to cause you to drop the body.
Sorry, I should have waited, but
That's okay. No,
rolled
whatever.
good for once.
Yeah, you did roll well. So you managed to still hold on to the body and adjust your thrusters and hover back to the surface with the body of this Tundra Ranger in tow. Sure enough, the now that it is outside of the water, you can see this person is fully encased in what appears to be light style padded body armor. It looks like it can handle energy weapons, aka its MDC. The helmet inside, however, is still flooded with water that has recently melted, and you still see flicks of frozen ice on their eyelashes and their lips. Through the helmet, you can see the perfectly preserved body of what appears to be a female in her what appears to be mid-20s or so. You can tell she has dark hair. Other than that, her features are kind of ruddy and full cheeks. The weapon slung over her shoulder appears to be a high energy rifle. Lavin, you're familiar with weaponry. Many of you are familiar with weaponry. It appears to be similar to a heavy plasma launcher that for governments like the coalition states would produce. AKA, it's considered an energy rifle and does 66 points of MDC with a pretty large range. But I'll give you like the stats to it a little bit later. I won't bore you guys by copying and pasting them right now. But yeah, it's a heavy plasma launcher, for lack of a better word.
This is nice. Anybody mind if I keep this?
I don't think any of us, not that I know of, except for Alicia, can use that.
Yeah.
So you're welcome to it.
We're not familiar with heavy weapons. Alicia is.
Oh, is it a heavy weapon? So it's not a rifle?
No, it's considered a rifle.
Oh
Sorry,
shit!
When I say heavy, I mean heavy rifle. Sorry, that doesn't help. But
you can have it. I got a pretty nice rifle as it is, so
I have a one shot.
I only
but
got
I
your
am supremely
standard
jealous.
issue, Northern gun laser rifles. All I got.
Yeah. This is definitely an upgrade to it.
I will say, go ahead and have it. I am really jealous though, because that's 2 rifles in a row that you got.
Oh no! Hey man, I don't want to be a loot whore.
No.
Energy
Take
rifle. That's cool.
Guys, there's gonna be plenty of loot in here for everybody.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Is that
Okay,
right,
now
God? For everyone?
For everyone?
Oh,
sweet.
No. Draw a circle on the ground and you two fight this out. No.
Oh, okay.
Fight.
Dun, 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 dun. Okay,
I'll light
speaking of
myself on
though,
fire.
there's still the body of the Inuit still floating there, plus the other Tundra Rangers. One with what doesn't appear to be anything on them, and the other one still with a jetpack. They're floating under the water, while the Inuit is floating on top. Your current companions, Nilok and Bunik, kind of look at the Inuit with worried expressions.
Oh, right. I suppose you guys want us to save the Inuit guy,
Yes.
or not save, but retrieve.
Look, I'll go swim out and grab the Inuit.
Okay. Do you have swimming?
Oh yes, I do.
Yeah, roll it.
All right. Swimming.
Only because you're dragging the body with you. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I'd just let you swim.
I got a 31 out of 65.
Excellent. Tom jumps in, and despite your clothes and your armor, managed to swim without much problem. Loop your arm around the Inuit and drag it to the stony shore. Sure enough, the individual is wearing what appears to be sealskin boots and pants with woven gloves that go right up to the elbow, and what appears to be like a polar bear style parka.
Cool.
And sure enough, around the neck appears to be some amulet made out of the claw of some bird. Sure enough, the young woman Inuit, Bunik, steps carefully over the body once it's brought over to the shore, and almost reverently, carefully takes the item from around its neck, and she holds it preciously in her hand, and she gestures it out towards the group, but she looks towards Tom so he can translate for her. And I'm assuming you translate.
Oh, yes.
All of you would get to the message. Just give me 2 seconds. I just gotta look up something real quick. In my culture, we make these talismans to bring us at one with the spirit of the animal that they represent. This raven claw signifies, of course, the spirit of the great raven, a cunning and clever spirit guide that has a great enemy to many demons, spirits, and other such beings of bad magic. Those of you who were to wear this amulet would be able to tear apart animated dead demons and evil spirits with your bare hands. Punches and kicks upon them would harm them, just as your great energy weapons or weapons of magic. Since you assisted me in my blood hunt, it is fair to say that you are a friend of us, the Inuit tribes. And although this unnamed white seal member cannot speak, I will gift this unto you. AKA, translate out of game. If you wear this, your hand-to-hand attacks will do mega damage against vampires, entities, demons, evil spirits, and the undead. And you can do a power punch, which is like 2 attacks, that will do triple damage to these things.
Jesus.
Wow.
It also functions as a holy symbol, and it will hold at bay spirits like vampires and other such things.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's really cool.
Who likes to use their fists a lot?
Wait, hold on.
Lavin doesn't want anything to do with weird Ravenclaw shaman BS.
If we go specifically with what Inferno described it, we have to give it to Bear because he's the only one with bare hands. Ha ha ha. Okay, anyways.
Okay, that
Negative
was
1,000
kind of clever,
EXP. Okay,
even if it
I'm
hurt.
sorry.
The ceiling starts to crumble and rocks fall on top.
Tom instantly dies.
TPK.
TPK.
No, just Tom. Yeah. TPK for Tom party kill.
Yeah.
Tom particularly
Yay.
Tom particularly killed.
Anyway.
Yeah, my first thought would be Ellie as well.
Yeah, dude.
I'll take it.
That's
Okay.
super cool.
She's gonna put it in her tea or something.
Ugh.
Probably.
Oh, God.
Clean it, make it
Ravenclaw
look
tea.
nice.
Yeah.
But with that, is there anything you guys would like to do? Not out of character, but as an aside, the shaman Nilak is going to, although you don't understand it, and even you, Tom, even though you can understand their normal speech,
Mhm.
this magical ritual that he is doing. For this Inuit, he's pacing around him. He's taking out a small sand substance around and sprinkling it on his head and his hands and his feet. And after crossing his arms in front of this, after crossing the dead person's arms in front of them, he says, "They are safe to the other side. If you will allow me, I would like to do that to this Tundra Ranger as well. And if you are willing to bring back the other bodies, I can ensure that their bodies will not be possessed by any foul spirits, nor decomposed in an undignified way. The Tundra Rangers, although not of our tribe, are respected to us, our group, and deserve to be sent off in a proper way."
Absolutely. I'll go and get the other two.
Okay.
Swim
Uh,
checks?
No, you already did one great swim check, so let's not check you to death. So Tom dives in. He's able to easily bring back up the other bodies. 11, with the body with the jetpack on it, you do notice that this is a different model. It looks a little bit shinier and new. Oh yeah, one last thing I should mention. The body armor of these individuals, especially the two that Tom just brought up, aren't unscathed. It looks like they've seen some combat, and across their armor seems to have this very strange impact, almost like something that is both blunt and sharp, almost like a spiked mace or something, slammed into them a few times.
Okay.
I forgot to detail that on the first body that came up, but here you go. But no, the jetpack is of a different model of your own. You're not too sure if it's better or worse because you haven't tried it out, but that's that.
Okay, 2 questions. Is
Sure.
this body armor worth like note at all, or is it just
Well,
whatever body armor?
not quite. It's not whatever body armor. On closer inspection, you notice something of interest. The first is that it actually is in 2 layers. The first is what looks to be a standard set of light body armor. It looks to be similar to the one that you're wearing, Lavin. It's probably no more than 10 pounds, but the way it's designed seems to provide perhaps even better mobility than yourself. Out of character, it looks like they have on average between 40 to 60 MDC left in the armor, and out of character, the MDC is about 60 MDC. But what is of note is that there's a second layer underneath that armor. You can see what appears to be almost like this full bodysuit, and it looks like an insulated flight suit made of a special, unique fabric that kind of resembles a heavy cloth. Out of character, it provides 20 MDC additional protection. There's no mobility problems, and it protects. It can be worn under both body armor and power armor, and it's insulation. You know this whole heating thing that you had to do for your armor to extend its life?
Yeah.
Right.
You don't have to do that with this armor, with this thermal bodysuit on.
Whew.
Is it these are Tundra Rangers, which what's the branding here on this? Is it just
Well, on the actual armor itself, there is what appears to be the only branding is what appears to be this red leaf, and on each of them has like a number in the center of it. So on one body it says 13, on the other one it says 52, on the other one it says 64. It must be some sort of military insignia.
I'm guessing it
On
looks
the-
really close to this in Discord.
Subtle,
Yeah.
very subtle.
Let me look. I don't see.
It's a giant maple leaf.
Oh, kind of, yes.
Wink.
But as far as the thermal armor with the exception of the only marking it has is for those who are liberal. It's written in American and English on a tag on the back of it, and it said Manufacturing Facility 42, Yellowknife. I'm making it up. They actually do have a manufacturing facility in Yellowknife, which is really funny. Well, actually, sorry, just at work this week, I was talking to Spiral about he used to grow up right around Yellowknife, right?
I didn't just used to grow up in Yellowknife. I did grow up in Yellowknife.
Yeah, so there you go.
He was Yellowknife.
He was Yellowknife. But yeah, that's all. That's all it says on it. Otherwise, there's no marking on the thermal suit.
Well, I don't want to take a jetpack and a rifle. I can give Tom the rifle and look at the jetpack.
No. Take it all. It's okay.
What? I mean, I kind of agree with Spiral there.
And I'm gonna throw this out there. I'm an unabashed loot whore. It's horrible. So
Dude,
don't.
it's
Yeah, I was
fine.
gonna say, shouldn't we spread this out a bit?
Yeah.
I mean, you wanted
Somebody
a
else
rifle,
can
right?
take it. I'm fine.
Take the rifle. I got the other rifle.
No, it's okay. I don't want the rifle.
God, guys.
All right, I'm out. I'm out.
How about this? How about you guys add it to your group loot for
Yeah,
now?
we'll put it to the group loot.
Okay.
And for the
I'm
jetpack,
assuming-
put in.
Here's the thing. I'm assuming nobody else actually has the skill to fly a jetpack. Am I wrong on that? Because that seems like a pretty weird skill.
I
Actually,
don't.
I think Mila might have.
Well, Mila should take a jetpack. I have a jetpack.
Do I? Let's see.
Let me see here. Pilot.
Because that's the assumption I'm working under.
No. Oh yeah, she has pilot jetpack.
I do. Where?
Secondary
tarnish?
skills.
There you go.
You have like the most random abilities. It's
I
amazing.
do. Neat.
Yeah.
Then you take
Well,
the
now
jetpack.
or you could give her the old one.
No,
Well-
that's rude. Take the jetpack.
Ellie looks at it like she is very foreign to what it is, but we'll take it.
Okay. You have a Legion 90 jetpack. It can go really fast.
Do we have like like a description?
Oh yeah, let me give you a description. Sorry, I'm sorry.
No,
Of
that's
the
okay.
armor.
I was trying to think of the word. I'm like, I got two new things and I won't remember what they can do. Because I know
Okay.
me.
Well, the first one is the Ravenclaw amulet that allows you to kick ass and do MDC to supernatural creatures.
Okay.
And the other one is a Legion 90 Sky Pack. It is an electromagnetic jetpack that can go 700 miles per hour. and
sweet.
it is nuclear powered.
Holy shit. Okay.
So wait, so now do you get to keep the rifle now since you gave away the jetpack?
Well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, okay.
Not giving away both the loots. Come on.
Jesus Christ, just take the rifle.
Okay.
I was gonna say something. Oh, I want to swap in one of these body armors. Can I size one of these guys up as a match and jump?
Yeah.
into a Canadian
Actually, one of the
body armor suit?
individuals that didn't have anything on them, at least externally, is about your size. Definitely as far as the armor goes, and it, definitely. So you have, for lack of a better word, Legion Tundra body armor that has 50 MDC left out of 60.
Okay.
And a thermal armor bodysuit, which provides 60 MDC. Sorry. The thermal armor bodysuit provides 20 MDC. And yeah.
Now, am I gonna have any problems taking my vibroblade out of this?
No.
Okay.
Not at all.
Weight? Do you know the weight? Something like
Yeah.
that?
The weight is 10 pounds for the body armor, And the thermal bodysuit is 8 pounds.
And I'm assuming there's no prowl penalty on that.
The only penalty there is a minus 5% prowl penalty.
Whatever.
For the body armor, not for the suit. If you're just wearing the suit, you'd have nothing.
I'll leave that for all the extra MDC and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. And for the, wearing the maple leaf. I'll do it.
Yeah. Okie dokie. So do you go into it right now? Or do you just take it along with you and change into it later?
Yeah, I would think I would just put it on right now because it's designed for northern weather, right?
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Seems
not a
appropriate.
problem. Boom. Yeah, fits no problem. It is incredibly snug. And now less awkward because you don't have those weird heater units by your armpits and your groin and crap.
Yeah, heater units by your groin. Nobody likes that.
So you just stripped down naked in front of everyone?
Not naked. He has underclothing.
I'm assuming you wear clothes under body armor.
You're not naked underneath your body armor. You have your clothing on.
It'd be weird and chafy.
The cops I've seen wearing body armor aren't fucking buff under there, man.
That'd be funny though.
Yeah. All right.
So the only thing now I'm going to present to you guys as a challenge is getting out of here.
Good question.
Hope you guys brought your jetpack.
Oh, sure, Mr. Jetpack Man. Go ahead. Go. Shoot.
Now you have two jetpacks.
That's actually a good question. Is it wide enough to jetpack and fly through?
Sure. It's 8 feet wide. I mean, you're going to have to do a piloting check without a question. Okay. And if you fail, you might have another fun time of bouncing around on the inside. But sure.
Well, it was fun, so...
Hope you like taking SDC damage.
Well, my thought, if we're getting out... So this is a dead end. I'm assuming the stream goes nowhere. Is that correct?
Correct. Yeah, well...
Another exit?
It looks... Well... I wouldn't say it doesn't go nowhere.
Doesn't go nowhere? Wait,
sorry, too many negatives. The interesting thing is that there's no base to this pond. It just... Okay. How can I explain this? You have your pond, and then you go 20 feet down, and you still have hardened ice that hasn't melted yet. And that ice, where that keeps going, goes down and down and dark into what appears to be a small tunnel, approximately 5 feet wide by 5 feet tall. Enough to fit a person or two.
Anybody
and
seen
where it goes out, who knows?
Yeah.
Well, I know.
I'm not too keen on diving down into
you can dive down and melt the ice, or you can go back up the tunnel.
I think it's good to go back up the tunnel.
Okie dokie.
Do we have a rope long enough to help people back up?
Well, I know. Doesn't Piph have a 95-foot rope now?
Yeah, 95-foot rope. I don't know. I'm assuming the slide was probably might not have been longer than 95 feet. I'm not sure.
Well, you don't know for sure, but you do know it was a little bit longer than 95 feet.
All right. Well,
maybe somewhere between 150 and maybe 200. I don't know. You weren't really keeping track of feet when you were bouncing around.
No, I was worried about other things. But hey, at the very least, perhaps we could the first one up there could tie it off so that the others have help halfway up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Okay.
My plan to get back up there was just to use my cybernetic arm and just grab the wall and pull myself up, one handhold at a time, like being on the jungle gym or something. Not just jetpack up there because that seems crazy. So I could, unless somebody's got a better idea, I could go up halfway with the rope and try and pull people or something. I don't know.
Sure. I don't know. Ellie will give a running start and then try running straight up.
Great. You're very fast. What your speed value is?
Let me see. It is 28.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
She can go 28 feet per second. That is insane.
USS
Okay.
Enterprise incoming.
Yeah. And so I want you to roll me a balance check. Make it harder by 20.
Okay.
Just like packaging corn, you can do it. Oh my god.
Die just barely.
You do it?
Yeah, because it's
Oh
98.
yeah, 98. Oh yeah, it's 98. We already established that.
You
Oh my
guys
god.
and your 98 skills. What the
so-
fuck?
It's almost like you're level 10.
Seriously.
So Ellie starts running and she disappears up the tunnel. Ellie, as long as you don't slow down, you might make it to the freaking top.
She'll keep going.
Just keep working. Just burn those calories, girl.
Yeah.
Go,
I got
go,
it.
go, 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 go. And you keep going and you get to the top. You're a little tired. You're a little out of breath from this.
Woo.
But there you go.
All right, now where's the rope?
Okay. You hear Ellie's voice echo down.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Lavin shrugs and looks at Patrick and is like, you want me to take the rope up or I don't know.
Patrick's just holding the coiled rope in his hand. Sure. Go for
All right.
it.
If we else doing it, I'm gonna grab that one end of the rope in my right arm and try and cybernetic my way up the wall.
Oh, you're
Try
gonna
and-
cybernetic arm climb your way up the wall?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
just-
don't have the climb skill, right?
No.
Okay, no, that's fine. Still, roll me a D100, please. Okay, so this is not the most graceful Lavin has ever been.
When am I
few-
graceful?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good point. You get suplexed, you push through windows, you bump your fucking head on this is like the second ceiling you've hit.
There's been no gracefulness, I think, since this campaign started.
Okay, so this is par for the course for Lavin. As his mechanical arm, robotic, plunges into the stone, causing the break and shatter as he lifts himself up, and he very awkwardly starts to climb. On 3 separate occasions, you begin to slip and lose your grip, but you're able to catch yourself onto it. And with some grunts of effort, fueled mostly by your cybernetic arm, you do manage to get to the top. But it takes you 20 minutes.
Well, hang on. I don't want to go to the top because the rope doesn't go all the way, right?
Right.
So
you
I
want to go
would
100 feet up?
I want to
95 feet
stop
up?
at one point so that my estimation of so that somebody could still grab the rope and grab onto the wall really tight and hold onto the rope with my other hand.
Oh
So
my
to
God.
help brace anybody who wants a hand coming up. I mean, I thought that was the idea with the rope.
Okay,
They go all
no,
the way up. What's the fuck point?
that works. Okay, so you get halfway to your point, you slip a few times, and then you root your arm, you just embed your arm, your hand, your fingers into the stone, hold on real tight, tie off the rope up to your waist or something like that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
You tie up the rope to your waist, it's hanging on down, and sure enough, it's about 5 feet up from the entrance to the tunnel, but there's a rope there. Now what
I'm
do you guys do?
almost positive the tunnel is longer than my rope. How's it going, buddy?
Anytime.
I probably should not be the first one to go. My power armor is pretty heavy.
But
Daniel,
did you find a ledge up there?
No. I'm just holding on. I mean, I don't know. Get up by your own means if you can. I'm just trying to help.
This seems like a bad idea.
The Inuit turn to Tom and they say, "Should we go up the rope?"
Lavin at all?
No, he's still about at least 50. You can hear him.
Should
He's
we
50 or 60 feet down. It's dark. You can't see him. You can just hear him.
should we start sending people up the rope? They want to know
You
if they
might-
should go up the rope.
It's it's as good as it's gonna get. I'll just put it that way.
What do you?
That's-
A good
Bunique
idea would-
shrugged. Sorry, go ahead.
Unless you're planning on pulling people up, and I gotta say you had a hard time pulling yourself up.
Yeah.
And then once we get to you, then what?
Okay. All right. Get up on your own then.
Can I,
Start to see
Tie
the
up the rope at the top so it's easier for us to get all the way up.
what if
Thank
I
you.
hold it?
That will also help.
Hang on, I'm gonna try.
No,
coming
don't
back
go,
down.
don't go down, please.
Oh, what?
Stay
Don't
up
come
there.
back down. What if I just sort of saunter on down?
No.
I wouldn't try that.
We're trying to get everyone up. Please
Hang
stay
on.
up there.
Ellie's going to. She's gonna look down at the rock beneath her, and she's just gonna see what happens when she punches it.
The old punch test.
The old punch the rock test.
I just want to see if there's a dent.
There's no dent, I'm afraid.
Okay, she pulls out her hammer.
Oh,
about
that's gonna
this?
leave a dent. Oh, that. Yep. Big chunks
So-
fly out.
I don't know how. Other than like, I guess she would have to like slowly make her way down by like holding onto the side, but like every so often hit the ground beneath
So
her
you're
to
making your own. You're pretty much making your own hand marks.
Right, yeah.
Divots.
Carving stairs. You're carving stairs on the ground, right?
in a
Pretty-
sense.
Yeah, like just
Holds
like
that you can
little
use. Yeah. as
hand holding
foot.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, foot or hand holds. Okay, perfect. So now the tunnel is filled with this once in a while large thunking heavy noises. And Lavin, you can see flecks of stone like trickling down past you. And then at the base of the cavern exit, I guess, where the rest of the party is, you can see flecks of stone coming in. Bunique looks to Tom and she says, "For great explorers, you sure do yell at each other a lot."
It's how we talk to each other. Most
What's
of the time,
happening?
we have
I
no
know
idea
that
what's
thing.
going on.
That's not me. I think something's coming.
Jesus Christ!
Don't worry, I'm gonna
Thunk,
help.
thunk,
Oh,
thunk.
it's me,
Okay. So Ellie, after about 5 minutes of constant chiseling as you go on down, not constant, but like you said, periodic, you see Lavin hanging on there with a rope. It's very, very dim, but he's hanging on to the side with his cybernetic arm with a rope around his neck. And yeah, Lavin, you can see Ellie as she's coming on down. She's
I don't think the ropes are on my neck.
sorry, not your neck. Sorry, your waist. God, that's funny. And he hangs himself and he dies. No, around his waist. And Ellie, yeah, she's. We're gonna say like whatever, about 2 feet. You chisel a new,
Yeah.
for lack of a better word, foot handhold. Just a big like 1 foot divot into the stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice
So
hammer.
Thanks. Oh, it's dark. Oh, it's so dark. And she'll latch onto Lavin.
Don't hit me.
okay, Lavin, roll me another D100.
Oh shit. Oh god.
I would like both of you to roll me 1d20.
Bye-bye. See ya.
amazing.
Lavin, you lose hold with Ellie grabbing onto you. You're able to turn at that turn again. However, Ellie eventually bumps her head a little bit, doing 4 points of SDC as the both of them come tumbling out the bottom of the hole.
Guys, please.
I guess you guys can see that coming because the rope was getting really slack.
Yeah, as Patrick and Al like back up because they were like leaning in, trying to figure out what's going on.
Alright, I throw the rope back to Patrick and be like, alright, I'm out of ideas.
I made little handy holes up top, but boy, it sure was dark, and I got a little scared. And well, there was
Here.
Lavin.
Here, let me try something. And he's going to turn to.
Fuck you, polar bear. This is a harder challenge.
He's going to turn
Patrick
to.
just like tries to hand him the rope dejectedly.
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, get that away from me. Just hold on, okay? Just hold on. You might not even need the rope. And he's going to turn to the Inuits and go, I'm gonna go first.
Uh-huh.
These guys, and he's gonna motion to the rest of the guys, will tell you when to go. Okay?
Okay.
We will.
And he says, tell them to raise their hands high in the air to tell us when to go, when to start to climb.
Okay, they're saying when you want them to start climbing, you do this. And he's gonna raise his hands high in the air. Okay?
Okay.
And
Not yet,
how
though.
do we know that we want them to start climbing?
I'll tell you. Alright.
Could you
Please-
elaborate a
please
little bit
do.
more on your plan? Because so far the plans haven't been going very well.
Just let me...
Just tell us what you're going to do.
You see this body armor? This
Uh-huh.
is my special body armor. It's enchanted with superhuman strength and superhuman agility.
That's neat.
What if I try running back up?
No.
And you're
Mila-
not
I'm
going
gonna
to
be
take the
afraid
rope.
of the non-light again.
Oh,
Yes.
Patrick, you're so smart.
Okay,
I will
got it.
try and
Superhuman-
go up and try and make footholds for you, okay? By
But I
punching.
already did that.
But there was a point where you stopped.
Because Lavin was there.
I know. I'm going to
No,
get
it's
to
my
that point
fault.
and just continue
Why
on.
didn't you get scared
Just-
of the dark
I'm gonna
before
do
you got
this.
to me?
I'm
forgot I was
putting my
scared.
hands up. I'm gonna fucking do this, okay?
Hang on, Tom, Tom.
Anyone start
I'm spending the highest speed. No, not them! Not them! That's not what I said! Not straight up! No! No! Stop interpreting it wrong!
Okay. All right. You stop them before they start climbing.
I will activate my two powers. I would like to try and start making the ascent while trying to dig into the stone.
Party gets stuck down the slide. Everyone dies.
This is gonna be okay. So, how are you gonna carve into the stone? With your feet or with your hands?
Hands, superhuman strength, and then use the...
Okay, so the speed is to give you momentum for your feet, and while you're doing that, you're using your hands to just carve into the stone.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Roll me a base D100, please.
Okay. 41.
Okay, yeah. Okay, it's all really just about coordination, really. So yeah, you activate superhuman speed, superhuman strength, and after about the first 10 feet, every 2 feet or so, 3 feet or so?
2 feet.
Every 2 feet, you bring in down your hands, and you just blow apart the stone, causing chunks to go everywhere, creating, once again, 1 foot, 2 foot, big divots into the stone, where it's really just become makeshift, awkward, jagged stairs. And sure enough, you get to the halfway point where you see similar dents made by a different implement. Do you keep going and deepening those ones, or do you just walk up them? Or...
I will deepen those.
Oh, okay. All right. You're able to do so. And soon enough, after about 5 minutes, you're up at the top.
At the bottom, as he goes up, Alec looks at Patrick and goes, "He didn't take the rope. Why do they keep not taking the rope?"
I took the rope.
Yes.
That's true.
Well,
Yes,
because
you did.
By the way, can I have that back, please?
I gave it to you when I came down the thing. I said I threw it back to you and said someone else do something.
I thought it was still tied.
you'll hear from far ahead. Alright, I think it's clear. Go ahead.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Maybe we'll flank you with light.
Yeah, it's a little dark. You mind helping a brother out? Patrick?
Yes, I will help. Unsure about the. Yeah, we're not.
Unrelated.
Tom?
Okay.
Anywho, Patrick will try to go up first with rope.
Okay. All right, with rope. Okay.
And also, he's probably going to use his ring for an orb of light.
Excellent. Orb light is over your head, and you start using the footholds every 2 feet to climb up, for lack of a better word. Do you have the climb skill?
Depends on if it's in the 50 minutes, which I don't think it is
No.
anymore.
This is beyond 50 minutes now.
I do not.
All right. Then this is going to be a base 40% chance of success.
Okay.
Since these makeshift holes are helping considerably. So go ahead and roll it. If you fail, it doesn't mean you fall to your death. It just means there's some stumbling blocks. No, get up just fine. You climb just fine using the handholds as designed. You manage to get up with very little effort or problems. And sure enough, the light illuminates the way. So I'm assuming, Mila, you're doing something similar?
Yeah.
All right, roll it to me.
Once Patrick gets to the top, he'll hand Tom the rope. Hold this. Make sure it's sturdy. This should help people climb up who isn't good at climbing.
Just straight D100?
Yeah, straight D100. Oh, yeah.
An
Ellie makes
expert
it up. Yeah, no sweat. No sweat. This is great. This is exactly what you wanted to do. And the lights from Patrick is up ahead of you. It's great. It's wonderful. All right, who's next?
I guess I'll go.
All right.
I'm going to just try and fly up there because my flying much better than my climbing.
Okay. Roll pilot. Make it harder by 10.
Okay. Hang on. Let me. Aha. Robots and power armor. Got it. Harder by 10. I succeed by 15.
Excellent. All right. You managed to maneuver your way through this tight tunnel with little problems, and you fly out the other end. No problems.
Sweet.
All right. Now that's left is Lavin, Bear, and the Inuit.
I raise my hands high in the air.
The Inuit nod, and they begin their ascent.
Guys forgot about the Inuits. It's
I didn't
racist.
forget.
You guys do feel Tom, you feel a tug at the rope a few minutes later, and sure enough, utilizing it, both Nilak and Bunik managed to get to the top without any harm or problems. They pat you on the shoulder appreciatively and give big smiles. Okay, now it's just Lavin and Bear. Bear looks to Lavin and he'll say, I can take up the rear if necessary.
Lavin gestures forward.
Very
Go ahead.
well. He says, and he pauses for a moment. May I offer you some advice?
Sure.
Do not use your jetpack. And with that, he descends into the tunnel and he climbs. And he also utilizes the rope, but thanks to your superhuman strength, his bear's weight isn't any effort, and he gets to the top without problems.
Yeah, and I'm
Lavin.
gonna climb up. Same thing, but I'll use the steps and the cybernetic arm on the wall. And
Okay, roll me D100, and we're gonna make it up to 50 because of your cybernetic arm. Yep. And Lavin makes it to the top. You were all there.
Yay, we
Okay.
did
We
it.
hold
Yeah,
a
we did
feast
it.
for vanquishing the foe of the slide.
did somebody bring up the crystals?
We're gonna say Patrick did.
How?
Now what?
I don't think we distinctly said we're going to leave them on the floor.
Yeah. But who would have grabbed them? Would it have been Tom then?
It would have had to have been Tom. Yeah, he's the only one that can
Okay.
touch them without
All right.
damage.
It's fair. It's fair to say you guys want to leave them after it's taking so much effort to take them, right? So they'll be in Tom's possession.
I will say Patrick does have the broken one at least.
Yes. Okay. Fantastic. Now with that, where would you guys like to go? There's still 2 possible entrances that are continuing on here.
My vote's on Orange Crystal Place to the right.
Here?
Let's do it.
Okay. Well, with no arguments there.
Hey, when you're the only voter.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah,
I
no, I'm
voted.
sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot I was muted. No, I have no problems with it.
Okay. I'm gonna just grab a quick drink, and I'll be right back, and we'll
Me too.
continue
Same
on.
here. I need to go pee.
Alright.
I'll be back.
All right, bathroom break.
Okie dokie. Hi guys, it's me, your pal Criana. What's up, bitches? Everyone gone? No. Yes, it is I. It is I, your friend, Jeff.
So,
Brings me.
I think a coconut just fell on my roof.
Oh,
It
you
was
Hawaiian,
just a
you.
coconut. Well, I'll need to investigate after the session to whether or not it actually cracked my roof or not.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that dense.
Well, this is a tin roof,
Oh.
so, and it's rusty as shit. So,
Bang.
yeah, there was just a real loud bang. So I had to figure out what the hell was going on.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So we are going to. Let's see. This one, right? Or was
The
it
one
this
to
one?
the right.
One to the right?
Yep.
It's yeah, it's yeah.
Sweet.
I'll just wait for everyone to get back, obviously.
Sounds good. I'm gonna put on my hands, and they just start climbing.
That was another Mittens moment. God damn, that was fun.
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was a pretty good moment.
I'm glad to actually be a part of this one.
God damn it.
Tiny Rat is in Mila's brain.
Yes. One of the
God,
several
I can't believe we made him
personalities.
exist.
But he is there canonically.
He is.
He is now, but only as a figment of a crazy person's imagination. But still,
I mean, it's the first. It's the first step for him to being a real boy.
oh my god. Yeah, who knows? It's Rifts. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
Ah. Yeah.
Uh,
A little Spanish flea.
da,
Da, da,
da.
So, I'd like to say, I have finally made the ultimate life form.
Oh.
In Sonic Adventure 2. Yeah.
Oh god damn no.
Yeah. He did. He even tweeted it.
Oh, I know he did.
There's a lot of people who liked it.
It was good.
Definitely.
It's the ultimate life form.
The ultimate life form.
Meow.
Wow.
Wow.
Ah, cat in the wall, huh? Now you're speaking my
Yeah.
language.
Talk to
Speaking
me.
of crazy cats, how the hell's Lena?
I'm back.
Good. She attacked
Welcome
me
back.
earlier. Now
She
So-
attacked you.
So the next time my plan is horrible, maybe you guys could tell me before I'm 100 feet up a tunnel.
Absolutely not.
Instead of going 100 feet up the tunnel and then you guys shouting up the
You
tunnel at me
told
like,
our
your plan
party-
is horrible.
You told the party, all right, I got a plan. Give me the rope, and that's it.
Oh, you need me to say it's in character more. Okay.
Dude, we're not meta.
I
I was
just-
already up there, so I have no
I'm-
opinion.
I mostly assume, unless I'm asking the GM something, that most of what I say is in character. So I'll be more
Oh.
explicit.
I think that's pretty much the default for a lot of things, though. No worries.
And Lavin says, "Hey guys, maybe we'll try this idea. What do you think about that?" Lavin waits for a response from his teammates.
That kooky Lavin.
That's our
The
Lavin.
studio audience goes mad.
We forgot to pull the chain in the cave.
Chain?
I was wondering if that chain was just actually in the cave or was that part of the picture.
Right
What
here.
chain?
There's a chain
Oh,
in
in
the
the
picture.
picture.
Yeah.
This chain.
I assumed it had to do with the crystals or something.
Nope, that chain didn't exist.
Yeah, that's why I didn't say anything.
That was just from the picture I had. Yeah.
The consequences of plagiarizing.
What, you didn't want to go deeper into a place that you might not be able to get out from? What's your problem?
I'm in a conundrum. I'm drinking a whiskey drink out of a pink water bottle. What does it
Oh.
mean?
Nothing. Pink's just a color.
Pink is just a
Oh,
color,
really?
but
You
it's
show
also...
up. You show up to work tomorrow wearing all pink and tell everyone it's just a
It's
color. Go ahead.
salmon,
Okay.
sir.
That's kind of.
I don't have pink shit. 'Cause I don't
I would
like
hope
that
not.
color.
If you had pink shit, I would suggest
Go
going
to a
the doctor.
doctor, Inferno. It's not funny.
Anywho, everyone's back now. Let's
Is Squee back?
Yep.
Squee.
Yeah. So I didn't know if the session had started again. I'm a little late, so I just
No, I
quietly
appreciate
came
it.
back. Yeah.
I appreciate it. Okay, so you guys have decided to go down the right path. It is about 10 feet tall by about 8 feet wide, so it could fit probably 2 by 2 traveling down it without much of a problem. We won't get into the big nitty-gritty details of a marching order, but I would like to know who is going first and who is going last. Feel free to position the NPCs where you think they'd be best.
Well, I need to be behind someone with light.
I have light, so I can be ahead.
Okay. So, Ellie and Lavin.
Does everyone get in there?
Okay. Ellie and Patrick, leading.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's gonna be the rear guard?
I default to rear unless somebody else really wants to.
No,
Okay.
I'm fine not being rear.
Okay.
Here.
Lavin will say what? Bear.
Here. Yeah.
Can we fit two in a row, or is it just one?
Yeah, two side by side.
Oh, Patrick.
Whoa!
Okay.
This seem fine?
Yeah, works for
That
me.
looks good.
Yeah,
Works for
that's
me,
good.
sure.
Yeah, no need to talk it to death. I just want to make sure. So now I get to reveal more areas of the map.
Oh shit.
Oh shit! So you begin to wind your way down into. Give me just one moment to cough.
Good
Oh,
cough.
cough. I thought he said cough.
Cough.
Ellie walks down the
Cops.
hallway by herself.
As you, it's okay. She can. She can. No. As you begin to enter through this tunnel, you can definitely tell it is very different from the stone cavern that you previously explored. This is not perfectly smoothed over. This is filled with cracks and crags and what appears to be several shards of gems poking from it. But similar to the one that Patrick now has in his possession where there is no light, these are dull and lifeless and without light. It looks like they're now just simple glass or crystal jettisons out from the side. I'm going to reveal some more of the map. It's going to be on your far right here to give you a kind of visual representation, and feel free to kind of move your icons on over. Actually, I'll drag y'all over here.
Oh,
Well,
Jeez.
oops.
yeah,
Forgot Lee.
forgot.
Don't start that again.
However, at the very, very end, there is a bright yellow and then a bright green light. It's very, very subtle, but when you get closer, you can see it is two crystals just jutting out from the stone floor the rocky stone floor, and they seem to be, I don't know, very dim, flickering, very different than the vibrant crystal that you came across earlier. And when you get to this edge of this corner, Ellie, you're the first to hear it because of your super hearing. But eventually, as long as no one is talking, everyone can hear it. It sounds like a tinny, high, squeaky singing? Yeah. Yeah, it's singing. It's weird. It's in a language you do not understand at all, and it's very sing-songy, and it comes from a creature with a very it's almost like their voice buzzes in a sense.
Is this in any way comparable to the singing I heard when we were at Embryo's tree?
No, it is not comparable
Okay.
at all.
Okay.
And it's coming from this direction.
Yeah, I don't think that singing is one of Embryo's bros. Lavin says.
Yeah. Well, we don't really have a choice but to approach cautiously.
Let's go take a look.
Okay.
Ellie, the master of approaching cautiously.
That's right. My trusty sidekick, Patback.
Pat back?
Patback.
It's me, Pat back.
I'll be Pat back.
You continue to meander down through this dark tunnel, a light by Patrick's either your own night vision or Patrick's little sphere of light. And sure enough, as you continue down, you can, once again, most of the crystals here, especially the ones embedded in the walls, are completely deactivated, with the exception now of a small clutch of reddish pink ones. There looks to be about a dozen of them or so, all jutting out from the ground, and their light seems healthier, still dim, but not flickering whatsoever. The little weird buzzing singing continues to get a little bit louder. Now, are you guys taking any... I know you're moving cautiously and carefully, but are you moving quietly?
Well, I am trying to, yes.
Well,
I'm
Good luck.
not stomping, but I'm not quite sure if I'm trying to be the stealthiest person.
the question is anyone going to try to actually prowl, or are you not? Are you just...
I
gonna be
will
walking?
prowl.
I'm just
Uh,
walking.
You know, yeah, by habit, I think Al would try.
All right, for those of you who are attempting to prowl, go ahead and roll me a prowl check, please.
Bonuses, penalties?
Nope, none.
38 out of 92.
Sick 99, bro.
Wow.
I'll do that in character in a moment.
That too, though. Wow.
Yep.
Whoa.
I was just checking real quick to see if my power armor has any penalties. I don't see any.
You better
but
freaking believe it does. It has
I
minus
assumed
20.
it did. I
Yeah,
just don't
minus
see it.
20, minus 20, my
Minus
friend.
20. Got it.
It's considered extremely heavy body armor.
I assumed. All right. So minus 20. Got it. Ah ha ha. No, 96 roll.
Oh, there you go. All right. Okay, so you move forward, and as you get to by where the pink ones are, Neelok trips a little bit, grabs onto one of the crystals to steady himself, and it breaks off into his hand, causing a shatter to the ground. The little buzzing, singing stops. But I'm assuming you guys continue on.
Yeah.
Okay, you continue on, and as you round the corner, you come across what appears to be the end of this strange tunnel. Now, sure enough, many more of these gems are alight. You see 2 clutches of purple gems, some green ones as well. In addition, you also see a variety of almost iridescent white ones around what appears to be a small pool of water. And in the center of it looks like some piece of luggage or perhaps a barrel that's been carved open. And drips from water from above have slowly filled it into what appears to be a rudimentary bath. There appears to be a small set of clothes nearby where the bath is as well, but you see no one else in the vicinity. Now, the clothes by the bath look to be a simple tunic and little tiny leather shoes and little tiny leather trousers, enough to fit something that's perhaps maybe 8 inches tall.
Oh, look at this! Ellie like grabs the clothes and holds it up and shows Patrick. You said it was over by the
Yeah. So go over there.
she'll-
And as you pick up the clothes and turn towards Patrick, now here comes my favorite part. Give me a moment while I reveal this. Layer. Yeah, now let me just reveal. From behind Ellie floats up this strange sphere. It is like a floating vehicle, actually not incredibly unlike your own glass sphere, what is it called now? The Nazar?
Nazar.
Yeah, the Nazar. We named his sphere vehicle. Anyways, not unlike the Nazar, except that it seems to be made of a black metal on the base, with the very front being a transparent capsule. On either side are these two alien-like claw hinges and a large antenna sticking from the top. Inside seems to be a tiny green individual with pointed, sharp ears, fair features, only about 8 inches tall, and currently in the buff. He looks very displeased as he hovers about 3 feet above where Ellie is, and she doesn't seem to be aware of it at the moment. I'm assuming the rest of the party is also rounded the corner at this time. Actually, give me 2 seconds. Patrick, roll me a Demon and Monsters check, please.
Yes, in duty. Let's make sure that I get this number right. It's not the right page. This page. Oh my.
What'd you
Aren't
get?
you a smarty?
Oh, Mr. Smarty Pants.
How much do you succeed or fail by, my friend?
49.
9.
Succeed?
Yeah.
Succeed by 49.
Good on you. Okay, so you have heard rumors of these creatures, stories from far-off adventurers, and the closest thing anyone has come to naming these things are fairy bots. No one knows exactly who or what these strange little creatures are. All that they know for sure is that they're not actually, for certain, they're not related to actual true fairy folk. So they're not like those little fairies that you came across on that lake that stole Tom's guitar and called Ella Cheater. But they might be some sort of otherworldly equivalent. Without a doubt, they are not native to Earth, and they are, for lack of a better word, techno-wizard creatures, or perhaps techno-fairies is another reason what they call them. They are known to gather in small groups of about 3 to a dozen of them. They do tend to love to explore and adventure, and their main means of conveyance, protection, and exploration is these spherical, hovering vehicles that this one is now in. They're known to be fascinated by technology, and they're not overtly hostile, but their spheres are known, their vehicles are known to have many strange and baffling abilities. Other than that, yeah, that's what you know.
Patrick,
of course,
look at these.
if you have any other questions about them that I might not have hit with your lore check, let me know, and
Got it.
I'll answer.
Patrick's gonna look back to Mila. That is someone else's clothes that they're probably upset that you may have be holding them.
Who would have clothes all the way down here?
You would hear first what seems to be this strange alien speak that sounds like buzzing, but a few seconds later it would translate into perfect American. Those are my clothes, big one.
Oh, look at you! You're naked! Ellie says, leaning over.
I appreciate if you did not stare. Who are you, big folks? How did
Sorry.
you get here?
We came through a hole.
It begins to float around, cautiously around the group, studying you carefully. Are the rest of you around the corner, or are you have you just not
you
moved
said we
your
were
tokens?
coming around, right?
Yeah. You were coming around the corner. I just
Al is coming around, but he's had bad experiences with small things recently. He's just kind of observing.
Sure, no problem. He says, more in particular, this is a very hostile environment in which I have been living in for the past 7 years.
Oh.
I see you are very well equipped. As he begins to float on towards... No, towards Ellie.
Ellie will hold out his clothes for him.
The strange robotic arms on his... You can see him inside pulling some levers, and those little arms start to move down and gingerly take the clothes and lay them back on the ground. He says, I assuming since you did not attack me immediately, you have no hostile intentions?
No. We're here looking for little spirit folk.
Spirit.
Sorry. As a good sign of, just as a good gesture, Patrick is going to rifle around in his big pockets, and they're big because they're poofy and with fur. Anyway, he's going to take out a few shotgun shells. These are going to be a few hot leads.
Mm-hmm.
I think he might be interested in them.
Yeah. He looks over towards them. He examines them. He picks out one with his small clawed hand. He examines it. He says, care to explain?
Ammunition that has been enhanced through magical means, a combination of mechanisms and magic.
I suppose I could use this as a temporary fuel source, although I've already harnessed the energies of these gems, but not to what I need. He looks suspiciously over towards Ellie before looking back towards Patrick. And he says, you want aspect of good faith, you said, for interrupting and startling me, correct?
Of course.
Good, he says. And he moves behind to where Ellie is, and then you see this small, tiny laser torch jut out from one end of his little robotic arms, and a little blue flame starts to go up, and he starts to move that blue flame towards Ellie's armor as if he's intending to carve into it.
Ellie will hold out her hand so it's easy for him.
Oh, okay. He begins to carve into your armor, along like by where the shoulder is and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the little claws kind of open it up, tear it open, causing a structural breach into the armor itself. And he begins to dig and examine and ponder into it. You can, I guess, whatever his translator is, and his machine has been turned off, because now you can just hear him buzzing and humming and talking to himself in this strange foreign language.
It's not Technocan, is it?
Nope.
Okay.
That's okay. Fair question. But
Is it Dragonese?
Nope, it's not Dragonese. Trust me, I looked it up. It's not a language that you guys can currently speak.
Cool.
Yeah. I can just keep describing this if it works.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Uh,
stop him, and Ellie's
oh.
not gonna stop him.
And I ain't doing nothing.
All right. The Inuit exchange worried looks, but deal with your confidence. Lavin, are you doing anything, or are you just watching and seeing what's going on here?
Just waiting.
Okay, all right. So, sure enough, the little strange fairy bot has nearly detached the arm from Ellie's armor before it gets to around the armpit area, and then it stops for a moment. And he looks up almost warily at Ellie and then to Patrick. And then he pulls out the little kind of metallic box that you guys have been using as portable heaters. And he says, "Is this a portable heating unit?"
Jury rigged, but yes.
Jury rigged. I'm not familiar with that term.
It was not its original intent.
I see. Modified.
Yes.
What is its expectancy in a matter of rotations of your primary star?
In Earth rotations, or this planet's rotations, I guess. What out of character? Was it 3 weeks?
Yeah, it was about 2 to 3 weeks.
Around 14 to 21.
14 to 21. 14 to 21. Yes. That will be sufficient. I think Lavin's most sensitive to this. Lavin, while this strange thing is buzzing on and talking with Patrick and Ellie and everyone else, you're starting to hear another song being sung. This one, however, sounds like it's something from like a stringed instrument, like a harp maybe? Like little chimes off of, the chimes of a harp.
Now,
It seems to be coming from, not from the direction of the little strange fairy bot, but it's coming from like the corner of his like little raised platform he's been using as kind of like a little abode.
Is this sounds like Embryo's thing?
Well, the tune is very different, but the feeling that you're getting in your mind does have similarities to when you were first communicating to Embryo when she was inside her prison, and the drumming noise of the other spirit of light that was in its imprisonment.
Lavin says to the Techno Fairy, You seen a black rock?
Yes.
Pocked. Yeah, you have it around here?
Why do you ask? It asks as he's gripping the heating unit from Mila's armor in its claws. Yes, I've been using it as a source.
Like a battery?
You're not going to get to use it as a source anymore.
No, hold
yeah,
on.
That's the thing we're looking for.
We are looking for it, but this is easily a trade agreement at this point. It is his because he has found it. Please, let's be civil about this.
You're right, Patrick. How about we get you something cooler instead?
This will suffice, says the fairy with the heating unit in its hand. This is what I would need to leave this place.
Oh.
I do not need to go into any particulars with you strangers, but I have been, for lack of a better word, marooned here for many, 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 many full rotations of your star. And I've been able to subsist on energy and nutrients dripping in through here. But unfortunately, my unit, his heating device, has broken down. I've spent many, many times trying to convert the energy within these crystals into something that I require, but I didn't have the proper material components. Inside this box should be more than enough, with some modifications by myself. With
True.
no need for a power source or anything else, I don't need that strange black stone. Besides, the music that it plays is unsettling to me.
You're gonna be pretty cold without that, Mila.
Oh, but
Yes.
he needs it.
It's true. Now, if you would look at something else that we might have, we've just come across recently a similar one. It seems to be natural heating source in this particular cave, very similar to these crystals, but it seems to be of, from what I can tell from the other glowing crystals, a much more potent energy source.
I will raise and present one of these crystals.
He hovers over towards it and takes a look up and down, but then turns around dismissively. I am aware of these crystals. I have ventured throughout these caverns quite a bit. And I have to say, unfortunately, they do not fit inside of my vehicle. Therefore, they are useless, since taking off just a single shard from it damages the crystal irrevocably.
I understand.
Mila could go steal some of the Northern Ranger armor, Tundra Ranger armor, to replace her own, since it has,
Well,
the capacity to keep
Here's
us
another
warm.
question. If Tom is immune to the effects of the heat rock, would it still keep him warm from the cold?
Well, okay, hold on. We actually have a pretty good solution. You already changed your armor, right?
Yep.
So we
yeah,
already
you could
actually
take-
have loose ones from yours.
Yeah, you could totally take one from my old armor.
Excellent. Who's going to? I'm assuming that was out of character, right?
That was out of character. I guess I'll
Yeah.
try to do this in character.
Sure.
We do have an extra suit that we have similar capacities as that. We don't need to remove something from an active user.
I see.
Oh,
Says
but I
the
want to
creature
help
hover.
him.
Well, perhaps help can further be given. I have been here for a long time, and it has been a very, very, very long time since I was able to examine technological devices from this planet. And you seem to have a wide swath of them, as he gestures overall to you. Although
So-
I sense the abrasiveness in you, tall one, he says over to Lavin. I'm assuming perhaps we could do a trade for some of your technology for information about this place.
So am I able to take out one of these heating units from my old armor? Or is that something my character
Do you have
would be
any
proficient?
sort of mechanical
No.
skill?
Well, like automotive mechanics, I think that's about it.
Yeah, it's way different than any sort of vehicle, unfortunately.
Okay.
Um,
Could I toss a chunk, like the shoulder unit or whatever, to?
yeah. To the weird
Okay.
fairy bot,
Well, I was thinking more to
Patrick.
Patrick or Mila.
Sure.
So
Sure,
I
of
guess,
course
I
you
guess
can,
to
yeah.
Patrick, because he's still got to take it out. So I'd toss whatever chunk I have that has a heating unit this guy wants to Patrick.
Patrick will obtain it through some means. Maybe he does or does not fumble. Who knows? And will actually before he grabs this, he goes, "You did mention that you wanted these particular heating units and to observe some of our other technology. What would this be in trade with?"
Well, I'm not sure of your intentions here, but there are many, many hazards that lie deep within this strange celestial rock. many pitfalls, many problems. You
That is-
allow me to tinker or gift me something to take back, then I will divulge this information to you. But first, the initial trade, says the coy fairy bot as it floats on over to a strange black crystal. He holds it up in the air and looks towards Lav, and he says, "Is this what you speak of?"
I'm assuming this is the black rock that looks like the other
Yes.
black rocks. Yeah.
Bingo.
Yes.
And that harp noise is coming straight from it.
Yes.
He says, "Excellent. I will place it now down upon the ground, and you will place one of your heating units back on the ground," as he tosses the heating unit in his other claw over towards Mila. "I will not need that one."
Okay. How do I get this back in?
Well, you can kind of put it through the hole in your armpit, but it keeps
Yes.
falling out. You're going to have to ask someone who's smarter about all this.
Patrick.
I will get to that in a bit, Mila. I need to take this one out.
Keeps falling out.
Okay. Roll me mechanics. We'll say weapons engineer. Yeah, weapons engineer. That's what you used to get it in.
That's why I used to get it out.
What
Yeah.
I'm gonna be.
Come here, you little bugger.
Oh,
Oh, no.
Wow. What?
Oh boy, oh boy.
So that
You're
means he
able-
crits. He crits, right?
No, bad crit. Bad crit.
Bad crit.
You managed to take it out, but you messed up a little bit, unfortunately, Patrick. The heating unit's fine, but you fried some of the internals of Lavin's old body armor. The environmental systems are completely shot.
Patrick will make a note to buy electrical units for
Mhm.
this.
Okay.
But thankfully, it's something that he can still trade with. Mumbles under his
What?
breath Butterfingers.
Why?
As he...
So many high rolls tonight.
I know!
Yeah, I know.
Really impressive.
I'm
As
very
he
surprised.
then
Mhm.
puts down the heating unit similarly on the ground.
All right, and the strange fairy bot will pick it up and hover on over to its little abode that it's made and kind of stashes away with what appears to be a flurry of harvested crystals before returning over to you. And he says, "It is good to see that you are reasonable, far less hostile than the other creatures around here. None are communicative at all. But, come now. Now that we have established one trade, there is no reason why there cannot be more. There is much around you." And his eyes zoom in towards Tom as he looks at that crystal-like mystic power armor. He starts prodding at it carefully with its armor, and almost you see another flicker of a
Wait.
torch beam.
I don't have the mystic power armor on.
Oh wait, what do you have on then?
I just have the gladiator power armor, but I took.
But you had.
Yeah, I had the
Oh
two
jeez,
enchantments
you're
put
super.
on.
Oh my god, you have too much shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
sorry.
know.
So no, but your Techno Wizard enhanced body armor. He looks to that then, and
Yes.
and he begins to rotate around it up and down to your knees, to your helmet, and sure enough, excitedly, little torch begins to flick on again.
Wait, what are you doing?
Examining.
So Patrick's gonna take the take the crystal
Sure.
black
And
rock.
as you reach towards it, you yourself also hear it's small harp-like music coming from it. The chiming of strings. It's very, very calming. As it reaches out and yearns to you.
Ooh. I guess Patrick will try to reassure it in whatever language he can.
Okay.
You
You say a few words in Dracon in all your languages as you pick it up.
I think he's gonna try the ancient speech that he's been trying to learn. a very simple you will be okay sort of thing.
Okay. All right. Great. The fairy bot hovers over towards Tom's knee. It begins to outstretch with its robotic arm.
I trust you will put everything back after you are done examining. Right?
I'm afraid I can provide no assurances of that.
Torching and examining aren't exactly the same thing. You might want to look up your definitions.
I really don't like the cold.
I see. Well, then, very well. Then we shall do the exchanges as before, although I am not impressed with your typical customs. Very well. What I will do is, and he'll tap on the ground where the heating unit and the strange black rock were placed. You place here technology in which you will give to me, and I will give to you important information. That might be necessary for your own survival. Since you have assisted me in getting out of here, I suppose it's only fair the information I give you will also assist you in getting out of here alive.
I'm going to go put one of my tear gas pens there. Fuck it.
It picks up the pen, and he says, "Far to the east is a strange creature," and it blows up in its face because he squeezed it a little too hard and he was already kind of tinkering with it while I was talking to you. As tear gas begins to fill the room.
Okay, that's not my fault. Just saying.
Okay, so here's the thing.
Dilak and Bunique begin to start coughing as they blindly begin to try exit down the cave while Bear is assisting them in that.
I put another tear gas pen.
What about Mila? Her body armor is now compromised.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
Mila, you have tear gas on you now. Roll me. It's a save versus non-lethal poison.
Okay.
So just roll 1d20 and I'll look it up for you.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
14.
The save versus non-lethal poison. Wow, you have a +6. Holy shit.
Oh, do
You're
I?
good. Yeah,
Oh,
you
nice,
do.
I do. Now that I'm looking at my...
So yeah, you're not fine. Obviously, it's still tear gas. You begin to choke and cough as the gas begins to seep through your arm into your unit. However, you're not going to face any negative effects if you get out of here quickly.
Ellie will give a weird response, which is she starts laughing as she's choking and coughing.
Oh.
And like sort of walks over, like trying to walk out, but she finds this hysterical.
Sweet.
And Lavin would add, "Do you see how effective this is?" As he puts the second tear gas pen down.
Effective, yes. However, although the micromechanisms are interesting, the effects are less impactful. I suppose it doesn't hurt to tell you. In a cave nearby sleeps a great beast that is incredibly bloodthirsty and violent. I suggest you avoid it. It takes the guise of a
Bear.
local, yes.
Yeah, we kind of killed that.
Yeah, we
That's not
already killed
useful. I want my pen back.
No, I'm sorry, since your item is not very useful and my information is not very useful, I think it is a fair trade. Thank you. And he picks up the pen.
But your information is not useful at all. Not very useful.
The agreement was I was to provide information to you. You were to provide items to me. I am not a mind reader. The information is of use to travelers. The very fact that you came across this beast is irrelevant.
I disagree.
Okay, wait a minute. You destroyed one of my pens, and then you took
examined
the
one
other.
of your pens.
And you have a peculiar definition of the word
Guys.
examine.
We're
No,
not
no.
from the same place.
Al will hold up a hand.
Everything that you say are peculiar.
Al will hold up a hand. So you agree that the terms of whether information is useful or not is subjective. You may think it is. We don't think it is. So how do we rectify this? On our subjective view, you gave us nothing useful, yet you want to take something from us.
Yes. The exchange was for information that would help with your survival.
But it didn't help with our survival.
But it could have.
That wasn't the deal. It wasn't to give us information that could have.
How am I supposed to know what information is going to be useful to you?
And how should we have known that you would destroy one of our items? You see our dilemma here.
Oh, I'm glad you guys are good at diplomacy because my response would just be to shoot this guy in the face.
Oh God.
Wow.
Whoa!
No, that's his character. No, that's his character.
Yeah.
He's a merc, dude.
I know.
He's surprised.
Yeah.
He broke my shit and gave me a bunch of BS. Like,
Al, as calmly as possible, would say, "You you failed to mention that your examinations could damage our equipment, which is information that we definitely needed to know. Yet you didn't tell us,
He
and
totally
the information
told
you
us.
gave- not before he destroyed it.
No, he did when he was looking at Tom's armor.
Correct.
He said, "I cannot promise that."
Never mind. That's right. Never mind. Al would not have said that then. That is right. I'm sorry. Al's actually got nothing further to say then.
My only solution to this possible problem is you continue to provide me information and provide me items. I will continue to provide you information that is useful to your survival, and eventually you will come across information that you have not known already, unless he says you have already explored this area, you've already found the great tentacled beast, you've already fought the frozen statues. No. I can see by your faces you have not. Therefore, I still have information. And he pokes the ground impatiently. You hear a little tink, tink, tink with his clawed robotic hand.
Al will.
Patrick will patiently say, I need to reseal this for many different reasons.
Yeah, no, Al will nod and he will take out. He will take out his laser scalpel. No, that's too dangerous. He might need that.
Here, I can save us a bit of time and effort. Have him actually examine my body armor.
No, but that might hurt your. No, we've got things we can trade. That's not a big problem.
Okay.
Al would. Oh, I've got. Yes, Al will take out his actual laser wand, which I don't know what the difference is exactly. Though I have a portable laser torch, a portable laser wand, and a laser scalpel.
Well.
Oh, okay. Handy little device, mega damage setting, SDC settings designed for. Okay, so it's not as detailed as a scalpel, a little bit stronger. Yeah, he'll take that out. He doesn't necessarily need that.
Okay. He'll examine that a little bit. In the meantime, by the way, the tear gas is not really vented out of this room at all. Although Nilak, Bunique, and Bear have reached to the other end, and they're kind of clearing and taking some deep breaths. It looks like Ellie's doing the same, with Patrick trying to repair her armor. It looks like Lavin leaving in complete and utter disgust of this.
Lavin's
punching
a wall.
Oh, well, a lot of crystals break. And good thing you have body armor on.
Who do you think you are, Nora?
But he'll take the wand and he'll take it out in his hands or so, and he'll start to unscrew the power pack and everything like that. He says, very well, yes, I will take this. And in exchange, I will be generous to you, since I noticed I'm very unfamiliar with your customs on this planet, but your sour tone is universal. I do not wish to end this deal with the hopes of getting more technology from you. So, what would you like to hear? The great tentacled beast, the frozen statues, or the multiple pitfalls that might befall you?
Ooh.
I'll leave that up to you guys. They all sound kind of dangerous to me.
Out of
Well-
character, the frozen statue sounds the most puzzling, but
It does.
Well, the frozen
Yeah.
statues, I'm pretty sure we already encountered.
oh, you might be right. You might be right.
Oh.
No, but he said
That's a good
you had to
call.
fight them, didn't he?
Did he?
Maybe.
I mean, who knows with this guy?
I think he
to be
said
honest.
unless you fought I've already fought in the frozen statues.
Okay, well, let's
Whatever.
agree that the,
It's okay.
the tentacle monster is a safe bet. We don't know
Yeah.
anything about the tentacle
Yeah.
monster,
Agreed. Agreed.
so that's a safe bet.
All right.
Yeah.
Tentacle monster? He'll say in a tome, in the deepest chasms of this partially submerged meteor, there are areas that have not been frozen over by ice. In it lurks a great beast, hundreds of feet large, with with 8, perhaps 12, strange tentacle-like appendages with suction cups on the end of them. This creature has used this area as its territory, resting ground, and perhaps at one point a mating area for a female of its species. Regardless, it is very dangerous. Knows this place extremely well, and it can sense the vibrations as you walk towards its lair. It is best to either avoid the creature or bring items of great power in which to slay it. It is an animal, a beast, and will not be rationalized like myself.
Thank you for that information. That was very useful.
Excellent. See, keep me talking long enough and I can be very useful. Thank you for your technology. This
You're
is
most welcome.
quaint and interesting as he shuffles it on over towards there. If you do not mind, as you retrieve your next bit of information, if you want to continue this transaction, I will be leaving my pod momentarily to put on my clothes. I suggest you do not do anything hostile towards here. I might be quaint and otherworldly, but I do have significant power.
You might want to wait till we clear out the gas, or if it doesn't affect him, I guess it's cool.
Yeah, you
This
guys
gas-
might want to say something about that.
Oh no, he's aware of the gas.
Okay.
Yeah, he's aware of the gas. And as he gets out and goes to re-don his clothes, even though the tear gas vapors are in his vicinity, he doesn't seem to be affected by them.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah. And he gets back in, much more comfortable now. And wordlessly, he begins to clink, 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 clink onto the stone. You guys don't have to, by the way.
Yeah.
This is obviously just an option.
I'm just wondering if there's anything I don't mind giving up. Because it would be nice to know, at the very least. Oh, there's got to be something I have with me, Squee. Don't have that with me. Anyone else?
No.
I know Patrick has things. He's just fixing the armor at the moment.
Okay. Well, it will take quite a bit of time, honestly. You're able to weld shut the worst of the breaches, but the internal damage will require Ellie to actually remove the armor so you can work it from, for lack of a better word, the inside out. But you can seal the breach with
Ooh.
your welding torch.
I actually have 5 pocket laser distancers. Perhaps we can afford to.
How do you have
Why
five?
do you have 5 of them?
Because there was a point in time, I don't remember exactly, we were in a town and we could have used them as sniper laser fibs.
All right, we were messing around and joking around that we had X amount of snipers on them.
Okay.
Well, no, it
Let's-
was a plan we could have pursued.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a jerk about this,
Mhm.
but when packing for this Arctic adventure, would Al say, "Oh, I better take these 5 laser pointers with me"?
No, it's more. That's a fair point. However, it's listed on my my normally take with me supplies thing. So in like one of my little compartments. But if you'd say no, I'm fine saying no.
No. If you made If you said
I
it's
could see not taking 5 of them, maybe one of them, and I could give that
Take
up.
one.
That's fine. Yeah,
Put
yeah,
down
yeah,
one.
yeah. That seems reasonable. He has no reason to take 5 to the cave. I agree with that.
okay, takes one of your laser distancers. He looks it up and he demonstrates it a little bit. And he says, I don't mean to be pointed, but do you have anything that I have sensed magical energy amongst many of your items? You do not have anything that blends both the mystical and the technological? I'm very interested in that. You've already given me 2 mundane technologically items. I was hoping for something a little bit different.
I could certainly understand that. However, such items are incredibly valuable, and I'm not sure we'd be willing to risk them being destroyed.
I see. Well then, the information I will give you will not be as equally valuable then. What do you wish to speak of? There is still more about the frozen traps or the ice statues?
Guys, I'm kind of curious about the ice statues.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I would say I'd like to know more about the ice statues.
Far deep into this meteor, there is more, approximately halfway to the great tentacled beast. There are open areas where great crystals are become pillars, and intermingled within them are creatures of ice and snow that are statues. I will warn you to be wary, for when you are not looking, they move, and when you least expect, they will strike.
Oh. I thank you for the information.
If you give me something of both mystical and technological, I can tell you of their weaknesses I have probed, and perhaps even give you a better means to detect them.
Just thinking out loud, no, I wouldn't have brought any of it. But if we have any of the techno wizard ammunition, would that count?
Yeah, Patrick already gave up a couple as a, hey, sorry, dude, for breaking up your bath.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have brought them with me because I don't think I brought my rifle. I just brought knives and stuff.
Yeah, you said you just took your
Yeah. So I don't have any of my magical bullets. I don't think I have anything that is techno wizardry on me at the moment.
Anyone
So
got
that'd be up
anything?
to you guys.
If not, no
Patrick
big deal.
still has more.
You don't
Okay.
have to if you don't want to.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's up to you,
Yeah,
buddy.
it's a cost benefit thing. If you wanna, yeah, that's exactly what it
I
is.
guess since Patrick is done doing what he can do, I guess
Mhm.
he'll come back.
Sure.
Would different ammunition of similar kinds but of different effects?
Yeah. Yes. Definitely.
Patrick will plop down. I think he probably still do this in twos. He'll put down 2 shutdowns.
He examines them carefully, and you can actually see the tips of his little robotic claws glow blue a little bit in his while he holds a bit of ammunition. And he looks to you, Patrick, and for the first time, he gives a weird little toothy smile, and all his little teeth are these pointed little dagger-like things. And he says, "This is definitely worth it. I will tell you a few things in order to make the exchange fair. First, on the ice statues. They like to hide initially in mounds of snow and ice. For an outsider, this might seem peculiar, but for someone who has lived inside here for so long, you realize this is completely encapsulated with frozen ice outside. Therefore, how can snow fall inside of here? So look for snowy mounds, and then you'll know where they lay. As for their weaknesses, they will be immune to your energy weapons and strong kinetic forces, including explosives. However, even the most mundane fire, if burned hot enough, can melt and harm them. There might not be any need to vanquish them completely. I myself have demonstrated abilities in which to scare them off with flame. And this was enough. They have not shown that they could understand me, but it is clear they are sentient enough to care for self-preservation. In addition, the final bit of information for the second shell that you provided me as he holds up the second shutdown, which I do look forward in examining in detail once I'm to a much more warmer climate, far, far away from here, is there will be a narrow passageway similar to this, filled with crystals. However, when you come across a cavern filled with crystals of milky white, be very careful. These are extremely brittle, and not only will they shatter underneath your foot, they will do two other things. First, they will release a deadly chloride-like gas. Perhaps it was a form of protection or something that was contained back long time ago when this meteor was formed. Regardless, this gas is extremely deadly and can easily even burn exposed flesh. Finally, it will make quite a bit of noise, and I am most certain it will awake the tentacled beast. This is all the valuable information about this meteor I am willing to disclose, and frankly, to be honest, all I can disclose. After my initial probing of this area and scouting of it, I decided to carve this own area for myself, subsist on the energy of the rifles, sorry, on the rifles, the energy of the crystals, while trying to design a way for me to repair my heating unit of my vehicle and escape. You have provided my freedom, in which I will give my thanks. The only other information I could give would be of my kind and my people, but this is not something I would disclose. You would have to give me an item of great technological and magical value for me to even begin to open up my lips. May I assume that this is not an exchange you'd be willing to part with?
Patrick looks slightly excited, but also saddened, as he then pulls out a camera.
Oh no,
Patrick,
you're
no!
not. You're
No!
He
not.
takes a look at the camera, opens up the lens, puts it back in, and everything like that, and he'll say, I could take this and give you a lie, but I will not. This is not enough to even say the name of my species, let alone my homeworld. If this is what you are willing to give, then perhaps it is best that I might make my preparations to depart. Although your initial intrusion was startling and disturbing and gave my heart quite a bit of a scare, this has been very fulfilling and productive. Best of luck, big ones. You will most certainly need it. With that,
Out of character, that's the only thing that is even close to freaking that I have on me.
Yeah.
Didn't you bring the vacuum?
okay, out of character.
Oh yeah, I
The
did have
only
a
thing
vacuum.
that's going to give him really talk about is like if you hand over like a set of fucking mystic power armor or like a major artifact. Yeah.
Yeah. I had that feeling.
Like your camera's cool because it does have techno wizard lenses and everything like that, but now this guy, and Patrick, you would know this obviously too. These guys are, I mean, there's a reason people don't really know what they're really called or where they're from. It's because these guys don't fucking talk about it.
Okay.
Right. So yeah. So don't feel too bad. Don't feel like you've lost this somehow.
That was a beautiful moment, though, that
That was.
you almost sacrificed everything.
Yeah, it's very, very in character.
Yeah, you hopefully you would have erased the memory card first if there were any embarrassing photos of us.
Absolutely not.
But with that, I think this is a perfect time before you guys continue to explore the frozen meteor. Is there anything last you want to say or do with this strange little fairy bot?
I am super debating.
Okay.
Oh no! What are you super debating? Taking the armor off of Tom and giving it to him?
No.
I don't have
Oh,
the
he doesn't
mystic
wear
power
it. He's
armor
not even
on.
wearing it. Yeah. I keep forgetting that.
Okay, hold on. Is this something that you really want to know?
Well, I think
Not-
it'd be something.
I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
well,
something
I
that
can
you
tell
really
you
want to
out of
know?
character, yes. It looks in character, you would know Patrick is debating wildly about this.
Okay.
Like you can see it on his face.
Okay. Then in character, I would like to call that guy back. And I would tell him if he waits a few minutes, like 20-ish, I will come back with a good, I hope, thing to barter.
Very well. I need to make my preparations anyway. I look on with bated interest.
Okay. I will return to the Rhapsody and flag them down and whatnot.
Sure. Well, you can just say they land or hover as you need to board. Wait a second. How would you board?
Good question. Lavin, would you be cool with
Giving me a lift?
picking me up? Yeah, giving me a lift.
What, back to the ship?
Yeah. It would be hovering. I'd call it down and whatnot.
What, you're gonna go get some power armor or something to trade it with this guy?
I will get the mystic power armor.
I will only do so under intense what's the word?
Distress?
Yeah, like I don't trust this guy at all. This is a terrible idea. You're a complete fool, but if you actually totally want me to, I will do so at your own peril.
I will do this for
Feel free.
Patrick.
Lavin shrugs.
Alright. I would like to also drop off the crystals as well.
Okay. All right. Done and done. And so what are you taking? The mystic body armor?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you gonna wear it on your way down or just carry it with you?
I'm going to try my best to carry it. Or put it in a duffel bag or something. If I can.
No, you can't. It's like plate armor, but
Okay.
crystal. So it's pretty big and bulky and it has all those spikes on it because you designed it that way. Or we designed it that way. You know, you and I have a character. It's going to be a little tricky. Okay, how about this?
Okay.
Because I know what you're going for. And, okay, spoiler alert, he's going to accept it.
Okay.
And he will divulge information, secret information.
Mhm.
This is enough where Patrick could write a paper or a book on this and break complete new ground as par identifying a new alien species.
Okay.
However, two things.
Mhm.
One, I like to get, well, because we're kind of wrapping it up here anyway. So one, I liked, because the source book actually doesn't provide a lot of information. So I would like to take some time to make it up and flesh out some really nice details, so it feels like you got, for lack of a better word, your money's worth.
Okay.
Secondly, it also give you an idea of how you're going to get this plate armor down. I don't know, you might use Patrick's sphere or whatever, or blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But we can start next session with him, with the exchange. I'll make sure I won't just automatically say it's successful. I'll make sure everyone is okay with it. And then at least I'll have some more, instead of me just making it up off the top of my head, I'd like to create something a little more substantial that you can really sink your teeth into.
Yeah.
So, so is it okay if we wrap up here?
Oh yeah, perfectly
Sure.
okay.
Sure.
After session, I'll go into why I'm okay with this and whatnot.
Sure, yeah.
And
no
we
worries.
can
I
we
mean,
can
it's-
take
it's
this.
you know what? It's your shit. You do whatever you want with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
It's not the first time you gave away something awesome to help somebody out.
I know. So I think that's where we will end for today. We will see you guys next Wednesday for 3 Galaxies. Thank you guys for watching.
Oh my
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.